In the quiet digital realm, where code meets imagination, where ones and zeros dance together to create the vibrant world of Pokémon, there exist curious anomalies that have captivated trainers for generations. These glitches, these unexpected deviations from programmed reality, tell stories of their own, weaving through the fabric of Game Freak's carefully constructed universe like gentle whispers of possibility. Let your mind drift now to the earliest days of Pokemon Red and Blue, those groundbreaking Game Boy cartridges that first introduced millions to the concept of catching them all. Within their green tinted screens and simple 8-bit melodies lay secrets that even their creators never intended, digital mysteries waiting patiently to be discovered by curious trainers willing to venture beyond the beaten path. Picture yourself walking slowly along the eastern coast of Cinnabar Island, that volcanic sanctuary where the legendary Pokemon Moltres makes his home. The waves lap gently against the rocky shore, and the familiar sound of wild Pokemon encounters echoes softly in the distance. But here, along this particular stretch of coastline, something extraordinary awaits those who know the ancient ritual. By surfing up and down this narrow strip of water, the game's memory begins to shift and flow like sand through an hourglass, creating encounters with Pokemon that exist in a space between reality and possibility. This phenomenon, known to many as the Missingno encounter, represents perhaps the most famous glitch in all of gaming history. Missingno itself appears as a jumbled collection of pixels, a creature that defies classification, neither bird nor normal type, but something altogether different. Its cry is a haunting blend of static and sound, like the whisper of digital wind through corrupted data. When encountered, this mysterious being can duplicate items in your bag, turning a single rare candy into a treasure trove of 99, or transforming a lonely master ball into an abundant collection. The mechanics behind this glitch flow from the way the original games stored data about wild Pokemon encounters. When you speak to the old man in Viridian City, who demonstrates how to catch a Weedle, the game temporarily stores your trainer name in the memory location typically reserved for wild Pokemon data. Later, when you surf along Cinnabar's coast, the game reads this corrupted data and attempts to generate Pokemon encounters based on the letters and characters of your name, creating impossible creatures and legendary encounters in the process. Breathe deeply and imagine the wonder of those early trainers who first stumbled upon this digital anomaly. There was no internet to quickly spread the news, no immediate way to verify what they had witnessed. Instead, whispers spread slowly through schoolyards and gaming magazines, creating an oral tradition of digital folklore that connected trainers across the globe through shared experiences of the impossible. The effects of encountering Missingno ripple through your game in subtle ways. Your Hall of Fame data becomes corrupted, filled with strange hybrid Pokemon that exist nowhere else in the natural world. The glitch Pokemon bear names composed of seemingly random characters and possess impossible combinations of types and movesets. Some appear as towering blocks of pixels, others as scrambled versions of familiar faces, all serving as permanent reminders of your journey into the game's hidden depths. Consider now the gentle art of the trainer fly glitch, another doorway into the realm of the impossible, discovered in those same early games. This technique requires a delicate dance of inputs, a precise sequence of button presses that must be timed with the accuracy of a conductor leading a symphony. By pressing the start button at the exact moment a trainer begins to approach you, then flying away to another location, you create a state of suspended encounter that the game struggles to resolve. The beauty of this glitch lies in its versatility and the way it responds to the unique signature of each trainer's name and ID number. Depending on these personal identifiers, different Pokemon will appear when you take the required number of steps after executing the glitch. Some trainers might encounter the legendary Mew at level 7, its pink form materializing in tall grass where it should never naturally appear. Others might find themselves face to face with impossibly high level Pokemon, creatures bearing levels far beyond the normal constraints of the game's design. The trainer fly glitch works by manipulating the game's memory in a way that causes it to read data from unexpected locations when determining what Pokemon to generate. The specific Pokemon that appears is determined by the hexadecimal values of characters in your trainer name, creating a personal connection between your identity and the creatures you encounter through this digital loophole. Imagine the peaceful satisfaction of those trainers who discovered they could encounter Mew, that mythical psychic type Pokemon, through this method. Mew was originally distributed only through special Nintendo events, making it inaccessible to most players through normal means. The trainer fly glitch democratized access to this legendary creature, allowing anyone with the knowledge and patience to add Mew to their team without needing to attend special events or use external devices. The process itself has an almost meditative quality. First, you position yourself north of Cerulean City, standing just below the trainer with the slowpoke. Then comes the careful timing, pressing start at precisely the right moment as you step down to trigger the trainer's attention. The screen you flickers momentarily as you access the menu, and then you fly away to Lavender Town, that somber place where Pokemon spirits rest eternal. Finally, you walk west to Route 8, taking exactly the right number of steps before opening your menu, and there, in that moment of digital magic, the impossible becomes possible. These glitches remind us that even in carefully programmed worlds, there exists room for mystery and discovery. They represent the liminal spaces between intention and accident, between the coded and the chaotic. In their existence, we find a different kind of wonder than that provided by the game's intended experiences, a sense of exploring not just the world that Game Freak created, but the hidden architecture that makes that world possible. The technical elegance of these glitches speaks to the constraints and creativity of early game development. Working within the limited memory of the original Game Boy, programmers had to make countless decisions about how to efficiently store and access data. These decisions, while logical and necessary, occasionally created unexpected interactions that manifested as glitches, turning programming necessities into accidental features that would be discovered and celebrated by players for decades to come. As you rest and let these stories of digital anomalies wash over you, consider how these glitches became more than mere programming errors. They evolved into shared cultural experiences, connecting trainers across time and space through common knowledge of secret techniques and hidden possibilities. They represent a form of collaborative discovery where the gaming community work together to understand and document the strange phenomena, creating unofficial guides and spreading knowledge through forums, chat rooms, and word of mouth. The persistence of these glitches across multiple versions and releases speaks to their fundamental nature within the game's architecture. Even as Game Freak released updated versions and sequels, many of these same techniques continued to work, suggesting that they arose from deep structural elements of the game's design rather than simple surface level errors. This consistency allowed generations of trainers to share in the same experiences of digital wonder, creating a continuous thread of discovery that connected the earliest players to those who would discover these worlds years later. The profound impact of these glitches extends beyond their immediate effects, weaving themselves into the very fabric of how we understand and interact with digital worlds. When a trainer first encounters the strange behavior of a corrupted sprite or witnesses their character walking through what should be solid walls, they experience a moment of revelation about the malleable nature of programmed reality. These discoveries carry with them a sense of agency and empowerment, demonstrating that players need not remain passive consumers of predetermined experiences, but can actively explore and manipulate the systems that govern their virtual adventures. Consider the gentle poetry of the item duplication glitch, a technique so elegantly simple yet profoundly transformative. By carefully manipulating your position relative to the PC in any Pokémon Center, then initiating a specific sequence of menu interactions while simultaneously triggering a battle or encounter, trainers could create multiple copies of rare and valuable items. The process requires patience and precise timing, much like a delicate ritual performed in the quiet sanctity of these healing spaces. The PC itself becomes not merely a storage system, but a gateway to abundance, transforming scarcity into plenty through careful manipulation of the game's memory management systems. This particular glitch reveals fascinating insights into how the original games handled data storage and retrieval. The Game Boy's limited memory meant that information had to be constantly shuffled and reorganized, creating temporary states where data could exist in multiple locations simultaneously. When trainers learned to exploit these transitional moments, they gained access to the fundamental flexibility that existed beneath the game's surface structure. The duplication process itself became almost meditative, requiring focused attention and deliberate action while surrounded by the comforting ambiance of the Pokemon Center's healing atmosphere. The cultural significance of these glitches extends far beyond their technical implementation, creating shared languages and communities built around collective exploration of the impossible. Trainers would gather in schoolyards, living rooms, and online forums to share their discoveries, each revelation building upon previous knowledge to create an ever expanding understanding of the game's hidden depths. These conversations often carried the excitement of archaeological discovery, as if players were uncovering ancient secrets buried within the digital landscape. The famous trainer fly glitch represents perhaps one of the most sophisticated examples of community driven discovery and documentation. This technique, which allows trainers to encounter any Pokemon in the game by manipulating trainer data and specific positioning sequences, emerged through the collective efforts of countless players experimenting with different combinations of actions and locations. The process itself reads like an incantation, requiring the trainer to position themselves in specific locations, engage with particular trainers, and perform precise sequences of movements and menu interactions. What makes this glitch particularly remarkable is how it transforms the entire game world into a canvas of possibility. By carefully selecting which trainer to engage and manipulating the data associated with their name and Pokémon, trainers could encounter species that would otherwise be impossible to obtain through normal gameplay. The technique effectively breaks down the barriers between different regions, generations, and even between the programmed and the theoretical, allowing encounters with Pokemon that existed in the game's data but were never intended to be accessible through conventional means. The process begins with careful preparation, positioning yourself near specific trainers whose data will be manipulated to create the desired encounter. The timing requires patience and practice, as you must trigger the trainer's attention while simultaneously accessing your menu system, creating a moment of suspended interaction where the game's attention is divided between multiple processes. Flying to another location while this conflict remains unresolved creates the conditions necessary for the glitch to manifest, transforming routine travel into a form of digital alchemy. The mathematical precision underlying these glitches speaks to the beautiful complexity hidden within seemingly simple gaming systems. Each Pokemon species, each trainer, each location exists as numerical data within the game's memory, and these glitches essentially allow players to perform direct arithmetic on that data, adding, subtracting, and manipulating values in ways that bypass the game's intended interfaces. This numerical foundation means that experienced glitch practitioners can predict and control their results with remarkable precision, turning random chance into calculated certainty. The philosophical implications of these discoveries touch upon fundamental questions about the nature of reality within digital spaces. When a glitch allows you to walk through walls that appear solid, or encounter Pokemon that should not exist in particular locations, it reveals the arbitrary nature of the boundaries and rules that normally govern gameplay. These moments of transgression demonstrate that the seemingly immutable laws of the Pokemon world are actually flexible constructs, subject to manipulation and reinterpretation by those who understand the underlying systems. The preservation of glitch knowledge represents a form of digital archaeology, as communities work to document and maintain understanding of these techniques across changing technologies and platforms. Forums and websites dedicated to glitch documentation serve as repositories of collective knowledge, preserving not just the technical details of how to perform these actions, but also the cultural context and historical significance of their discovery. This preservation effort ensures that future generations of trainers can continue to access these hidden layers of gameplay, maintaining connections to the exploratory spirit that drove their original discovery. The aesthetic qualities of glitched environments possess their own unique beauty, creating surreal landscapes that exist nowhere else in digital entertainment. Corrupted graphics produce abstract patterns and impossible geometries, while manipulated audio creates haunting soundscapes that seem to echo from some alternate dimension where familiar melodies have been transformed into something entirely new. These accidental artworks emerge from the intersection of human intention and machine logic, creating collaborative pieces where programmer, player, and system all contribute to the final result. The temporary nature of many glitched states adds poignancy to these experiences as trainers learn to appreciate moments of digital impossibility that may vanish with the next reset or save. This ephemeral quality encourages a mindful approach to glitch exploration, where practitioners learn to savor the strange and wonderful while it lasts, knowing that these glimpses into the game's hidden nature are precious precisely because they exist outside the normal flow of intended gameplay. The legacy of these discoveries continues to influence modern game development and player communities, as developers increasingly acknowledge and even celebrate the creative potential that emerges from player driven exploration of their systems. The boundary between intended feature and discovered glitch has become increasingly blurred as creators recognize that some of the most memorable and meaningful gaming experiences arise from the intersection of careful design and unexpected discovery. As those stories of digital exploration and discovery settle into your consciousness, let them carry you toward peaceful rest, knowing that within every carefully constructed world lie infinite possibilities waiting to be discovered by those curious and patient enough to look beyond the surface of things. The interconnected nature of glitch communities reveals how shared curiosity can bridge geographical and cultural divides, creating bonds between individuals who might never meet in person but share a profound appreciation for the hidden mechanics underlying their favorite games. These communities develop their own languages and methodologies, creating terminology that precisely describes phenomena that exist nowhere else in human experience. The act of teaching someone to perform a complex glitch becomes a form of mentorship, passing down not just technical knowledge, but also the patience and persistence required to master these delicate manipulations of code and timing. Within the broader ecosystem of Pokémon research, glitch exploration occupies a unique position that bridges the gap between casual play and deep technical understanding. Practitioners develop an intuitive sense for the rhythm and flow of game systems, learning to recognize the subtle signs that indicate when conditions are right for particular techniques to succeed. This sensitivity to digital nuance creates a form of expertise that exists entirely outside traditional academic or professional frameworks, yet demonstrates sophisticated understanding of complex computational processes. The philosophical implications of glitch exploration extend beyond mere technical curiosity into questions about the nature of reality itself within digital spaces. When a trainer walks through walls or accesses areas that were never meant to be reached, they are essentially questioning the fundamental assumptions about what is possible within that world. These acts of digital transgression reveal that the apparent solidity and consistency of virtual environments are actually maintained through constant computational effort, and that this effort can be redirected or subverted through careful manipulation. The emotional resonance of discovering a new glitch often parallels the feeling of uncovering ancient secrets or hidden passages in the physical world. There is something deeply satisfying about finding doorways that lead to spaces the original architects never intended visitors to see, whether those architects are game developers or the builders of actual structures. This satisfaction stems from the fundamental human drive to explore and understand our environment, even when that environment exists only as patterns of light on a screen. The preservation of glitch knowledge across different generations of gaming hardware presents unique challenges that mirror broader questions about digital preservation and cultural heritage. As original cartridges age and hardware becomes increasingly rare, the physical conditions necessary to perform certain glitches become harder to replicate. This scarcity adds urgency to documentation efforts while also creating a form of living history where the ability to demonstrate these techniques becomes increasingly precious. The relationship between glitches and speedrunning communities illustrates how seemingly esoteric knowledge can eventually find practical applications in competitive contexts. Techniques originally discovered through pure curiosity about game mechanics become essential tools for achieving record breaking completion times. This evolution from exploration to optimization demonstrates how understanding gained in one context can be transformed and applied in entirely different situations, creating new forms of expertise and competition. The aesthetic dimensions of glitched gameplay extend beyond visual corruption into the realm of narrative disruption, where familiar stories become fractured and recombined in unexpected ways. When sequence breaks, allow players to encounter events out of order, or when memory manipulation creates impossible combinations of characters and situations. The result is a form of interactive surrealism that challenges conventional expectations about storytelling in games. These narrative glitches create accidental poetry, where meaning emerges from the collision between intended plot progression and unintended technical possibilities. The meditative aspects of glitch practice often go unrecognized by those who view it primarily as a technical pursuit. The repetitive nature of many glitch setups, combined with the precise timing and positioning required for success, creates a form of focused attention that resembles traditional meditation practices. Practitioners report entering flow states during extended glitch sessions where conscious thought recedes and action becomes guided by intuitive understanding of system behavior. The community aspects of glitch sharing create networks of knowledge that operate according to principles of open collaboration and mutual assistance. Unlike commercial software development, where technical knowledge is often proprietary and closely guarded, glitch communities thrive on the free exchange of information and techniques. This collaborative spirit reflects deeper values about knowledge sharing and collective discovery that stand in contrast to more competitive or secretive approaches to technical expertise. The temporal aspects of glitch execution reveal interesting parallels with musical performance, where timing and rhythm become crucial elements in achieving desired outcomes. Many advanced glitches require frame perfect input timing that demands the same kind of precise coordination found in instrumental music. Practitioners develop internal metronomes that allow them to execute complex sequences with the consistency of trained musicians, creating a form of digital choreography where human intention and machine response must align with perfect precision. The psychological effects of glitch mastery often include increased confidence in approaching complex technical challenges in other areas of life. The problem solving skills developed through glitch exploration, patience, systematic thinking, attention to detail, and persistence in the face of repeated failure transfer readily to other domains where technical understanding must be built through experimentation and practice. This skill transfer demonstrates how seemingly frivolous activities can contribute to broader personal development and technical literacy. The relationship between glitches and game preservation efforts highlights how these techniques serve not just as curiosities, but as windows into the historical development of software systems. Understanding how specific glitches work provides insight into the programming practices and technical constraints that shaped the original development process. This archaeological dimension of glitch research contributes to broader efforts to understand and preserve the history of interactive entertainment as a cultural medium. The sensory dimensions of glitched audio create soundscapes that exist nowhere else in human experience, generating frequencies and patterns that emerge from the collision between musical composition and computational error. These accidental compositions often possess an otherworldly quality that seems to emerge from some parallel dimension where familiar melodies have been transformed by alien mathematics. The haunting beauty of corrupted audio demonstrates how meaning and emotion can emerge from the most unlikely sources. As these gentle currents of digital exploration and discovery flow through your consciousness, allow them to carry you toward the peaceful shores of sleep, where dreams and glitches interweave in patterns of infinite possibility and wonder. The mathematical foundations underlying Pokemon's battle system reveal themselves through glitch behavior in ways that illuminate the elegant complexity hidden beneath seemingly simple interactions. Each stat calculation, damage formula, and type effectiveness modifier operates through precise numerical relationships that create emergent possibilities when pushed beyond their intended boundaries. The integer overflow phenomena that occur when these calculations exceed their programmed limits demonstrate how digital systems handle the infinite within finite constraints, creating wraparound effects where maximum values suddenly become minimum ones, transforming overwhelming power into unexpected weakness through the strange arithmetic of binary mathematics. The memory allocation patterns used by the Game Boy's limited hardware create intricate relationships between different game systems that remain invisible during normal gameplay but become beautifully apparent through careful glitch exploration. The way sprite data can bleed into sound channels, how text strings can influence battle calculations, and how map data can affect inventory contents reveals an interconnected web of dependencies that speaks to the remarkable efficiency achieved by programmers working within severe technical constraints. These connections create a hidden poetry of cause and effect, where actions in one domain ripple through seemingly unrelated systems in ways that mirror the interconnectedness found in natural ecosystems. The temporal loops created by certain save state manipulations allow players to exist in recursive moments where cause and effect become circular, creating philosophical puzzles about the nature of progress and change within digital environments. Those loops demonstrate how linear time becomes negotiable within computational space, where past and future can be made to coexist in impossible configurations that challenge our assumptions about sequence and causality. The experience of being trapped within these temporal anomalies often produces a meditative state where the urgency of forward progress dissolves into acceptance of eternal present moments. The visual corruption patterns that emerge from graphics glitches often display fractal like properties where small disruptions cascade into larger systemic changes that follow mathematically beautiful principles of self similarity and recursive complexity. Those patterns suggest that even when digital systems break down, they do so according to underlying mathematical laws that govern how information propagates through structured environments. The aesthetic appeal of many visual glitches stems from their inadvertent adherence to principles of symmetry and pattern that resonate with deep seated human preferences for visual harmony. The social dimensions of glitch discovery create communities of practice where knowledge accumulation follows non traditional patterns of apprenticeship and mentorship. Unlike formal educational structures, glitch communities operate through demonstration, experimentation, and shared documentation that emphasizes hands on learning over theoretical understanding. This pedagogical approach often produces deeper intuitive understanding of system behavior because learners must develop personal relationships with the unpredictable nature of glitched software rather than memorizing predetermined rules and procedures. The preservation aspects of glitch documentation serve as inadvertent archives of human curiosity and technical creativity, capturing not just the mechanics of specific exploits, but the cultural context surrounding their discovery and refinement. These records reveal how different generations of players have approached the same underlying systems with varying tools, techniques, and objectives, creating a layered history of human computer interaction that extends far beyond the original scope of the games themselves. The evolution of glitch notation systems and explanation methods demonstrates how communities develop their own languages and conventions for describing complex technical phenomena. The therapeutic qualities reported by many glitch practitioners suggest that the focused attention required for successful exploitation creates meditative states similar to those achieved through traditional contemplative practices. The repetitive nature of many glitch setups, combined with the need for precise timing and careful observation, naturally produces the kind of concentrated awareness that promotes relaxation and stress reduction. The unpredictable outcomes inherent in glitch behavior also cultivate acceptance of uncertainty and comfort with ambiguous results, psychological skills that transfer beneficially to other areas of life. The economic implications of glitch usage reveal interesting tensions between efficiency and authenticity within gaming culture, where the ability to bypass intended progression systems raises questions about the nature of achievement and accomplishment. Some players find that glitch assisted progress feels hollow compared to traditional methods, while others embrace the technical mastery required for successful exploitation as a form of achievement in its own right. These philosophical differences reflect broader cultural debates about the relationship between means and ends in human endeavor. The cross generational transmission of glitch knowledge creates unique mentorship relationships where technical expertise flows between age groups in patterns that often reverse traditional hierarchies of authority and experience. Younger players who have grown up with internet access to comprehensive glitch databases sometimes teach older players who discovered these techniques through years of personal experimentation, creating exchanges where historical context and technical innovation inform each other in mutually enriching ways. The sensory deprivation effects that can result from extended glitch practice, where players become so focused on specific technical details that peripheral awareness fades away, demonstrate how intense concentration naturally produces altered states of consciousness. These focused states often persist beyond the immediate gaming session, leaving practitioners with heightened sensitivity to pattern recognition and systematic thinking that influences their approach to other technical challenges and problem solving situations. The archaeological value of glitch research extends beyond mere historical curiosity to encompass serious efforts at understanding the evolution of programming practices and technical decision making processes during the early decades of home computing. The specific ways that different generations of hardware and software handle edge cases and unexpected inputs provides insight into the changing priorities and capabilities of development teams working under different technological and commercial constraints. The philosophical implications of existence within glitched game states raise profound questions about the nature of reality within simulated environments where the normal rules governing cause and effect become negotiable and the boundaries between possible and impossible blur into fascinating ambiguity. Players who spend significant time in corrupted game worlds often report shifts in their understanding of consistency and predictability that influence their approach to uncertainty in other contexts. The artistic dimensions of intentional glitch creation have evolved into sophisticated forms of digital expression where practitioners use technical exploits as creative tools for generating novel visual and auditory experiences that could never be achieved through conventional means. These artistic applications demonstrate how technical knowledge can be transformed into aesthetic practice, where understanding system limitations becomes the foundation for transcending those same limitations through creative application. As consciousness drifts toward the gentle embrace of sleep, these currents of digital discovery and human ingenuity continue their eternal dance through circuits and synapses, creating endless variations on themes of curiosity and wonder that accompany you into dreams where impossible calculations resolve into perfect harmony. The liminal spaces between waking consciousness and dream states mirror the transitional zones found within corrupted game data, where familiar elements blend with impossible geometries to create experiences that exist beyond the boundaries of normal perception. These threshold regions, whether encountered in sleep or in glitched digital environments, share remarkable similarities in their ability to suspend ordinary logic while maintaining just enough coherence to remain navigable and meaningful. The way memory fragments during the onset of sleep parallels how data corruption selectively preserves certain information while transforming other elements into unrecognizable patterns, creating hybrid experiences that feel simultaneously foreign and familiar. The documentation efforts undertaken by dedicated researchers have transformed what were once ephemeral discoveries into permanent archives of digital archaeology, where each carefully recorded glitch becomes a window into the hidden architecture of electronic entertainment systems. These preservation activities require patience and methodical attention that naturally cultivates meditative states of mind, as researchers spend countless hours reproducing exact conditions and documenting subtle variations in behavior that might otherwise be lost to time. The repetitive nature of this work, with its emphasis on precise timing and careful observation, creates rhythmic patterns of activity that mirror the breathing exercises used in traditional relaxation practices. The cross pollination between different gaming communities has led to the discovery that similar glitches often exist across seemingly unrelated titles, revealing underlying commonalities in programming approaches that transcend individual development teams and company boundaries. These shared vulnerabilities suggest deeper patterns in how human minds approach complex technical challenges, where certain types of oversights and assumptions recur with surprising consistency across different contexts and time periods. The recognition of these patterns has fostered collaborative research efforts where specialists from different gaming traditions share techniques and insights, creating knowledge networks that span multiple platforms and generations of hardware. The therapeutic applications of glitch exploration extend beyond simple stress relief to encompass more sophisticated forms of cognitive rehabilitation and mental training. The precise timing requirements and complex input sequences needed to trigger certain glitches naturally develop improved hand-eye coordination and reaction times, while the problem-solving aspects of glitch research enhance pattern recognition abilities and systematic thinking skills. Some practitioners report that the focused attention required for successful glitch execution helps quiet racing thoughts and provides relief from anxiety and depression, as the immediate technical demands create a form of mindfulness practice that anchors awareness in the present moment. The evolutionary pressure that glitch communities place on game preservation has contributed to the development of increasingly sophisticated emulation technologies and archival practices that benefit the broader digital heritage community. The need to maintain exact hardware timing and behavior characteristics to ensure glitch reproducibility has driven advances in accuracy and authenticity that serve multiple academic and cultural purposes beyond gaming applications. These technical improvements often require collaboration between software developers, electrical engineers, and preservation specialists, creating interdisciplinary partnerships that advance understanding across multiple fields simultaneously. The sensory qualities of corrupted audio and visual data produce unique aesthetic experiences that cannot be replicated through conventional artistic techniques, where mathematical errors translate into organic seeming patterns that feel both chaotic and purposeful. The way damaged sound chips generate harmonic overtones and rhythmic artifacts creates musical textures that composers and sound artists study for inspiration in their own creative work. Similarly, the visual distortions produced by graphics glitches often exhibit mathematical beauty in their geometric patterns and color relationships, suggesting deep connections between technical malfunction and aesthetic appeal that challenge traditional distinctions between error and artistry. The temporal displacement effects created by certain memory manipulation glitches allow players to experience game events in nonlinear sequences that mirror the fluid relationship between past, present, and future found in dream consciousness. These experiences of chronological flexibility often provide insights into the constructed nature of narrative coherence and sequential logic, demonstrating how meaning can emerge from seemingly random arrangements of familiar elements. The ability to revisit and modify past events within corrupted game states offers a form of digital wish fulfillment that satisfies deep psychological needs for agency and control over personal history. The collective intelligence that emerges from distributed glitch research demonstrates how individual curiosity and technical skill can combine to achieve discoveries that would be impossible for isolated researchers working alone. The way information flows through online communities, with each contributor adding specialized knowledge and unique perspectives to ongoing investigations, creates emergent understanding that transcends the sum of individual contributions. This collaborative approach to technical exploration provides models for other forms of distributed problem solving that could be applied to broader scientific and social challenges. The meditative qualities of repetitive input sequences required for many glitches naturally synchronize with biological rhythms and breathing patterns, creating states of focused relaxation that practitioners often describe as deeply restorative and centering. The precise timing requirements develop an intuitive sense of rhythm and flow that carries over into other activities, improving overall coordination and body awareness in ways that support both physical and mental well-being. These embodied aspects of glitch practice connect digital exploration with somatic experience in ways that bridge the apparent divide between virtual and physical reality. The philosophical questions raised by arbitrary code execution glitches, where player input can fundamentally reprogram game behavior in real time, touch on profound issues of authorship, creativity, and the boundaries between consumption and creation in digital media. These techniques demonstrate how the line between playing a game and programming a computer becomes increasingly blurred when sufficient technical knowledge is applied with creative intent. The implications extend beyond gaming to encompass broader questions about user agency and creative expression within digital environments designed for specific purposes. The archaeological layers, revealed through systematic glitch exploration, create three-dimensional maps of development history where different programming decisions and technical approaches exist simultaneously within the same software artifact. These layered discoveries often reveal abandoned features, alternative implementations, and evolutionary dead ends that provide insight into the creative process and technical constraints faced by original development teams. The patient excavation of these digital strata requires archaeological sensibilities adapted to electronic media, where careful documentation and preservation become essential for maintaining access to ephemeral discoveries. As sleep approaches, with its promise of restoration and renewal, these gentle explorations of digital possibility space continue their quiet work of revelation and discovery, weaving together technical precision and creative imagination in patterns that echo the natural rhythms of rest and restoration that guide consciousness toward peaceful dreams, where all contradictions resolve into harmonious unity, and every glitch becomes a doorway to infinite possibility. The gentle persistence required for mastering frame perfect timing in glitch execution develops a form of digital patience that mirrors the slow accumulation of wisdom through contemplative practice, where each failed attempt becomes not frustration, but another step along a path of deeper understanding. This methodical approach to technical challenges cultivates resilience and emotional regulation that extends far beyond the boundaries of any particular game or glitch technique. The repetitive nature of practice sessions creates meditative states where the conscious mind gradually releases its need to control outcomes, allowing muscle memory and intuitive timing to emerge through patient repetition and gentle persistence. The community folklore that develops around particularly challenging glitches creates oral traditions where technical knowledge is transmitted through stories, legends, and shared experiences that give human meaning to abstract programming concepts. These narratives transform dry technical procedures into epic quests for understanding, where each practitioner becomes both student and teacher in an ongoing tradition of digital exploration. The way these stories evolve through retelling demonstrates how human creativity naturally seeks to find meaning and connection even within the most technical domains of knowledge. Memory corruption, glitches that alter saved game data, create fascinating philosophical puzzles about identity and continuity in digital spaces, where the boundaries between intended character development and arbitrary data manipulation become increasingly fluid. These effects raise questions about what constitutes authentic progress or achievement when the underlying data structures can be modified through player action rather than designed game mechanics. The resulting hybrid experiences exist in ambiguous territories between legitimate gameplay and creative hacking that challenge conventional assumptions about authorship and ownership in digital media. The way certain glitches require precise environmental conditions, such as specific memory states or particular sequences of prior actions, creates dependencies that connect individual techniques into larger networks of interconnected possibilities. These webs of technical relationships demonstrate how complex systems contain hidden patterns of organization that only become visible through systematic exploration and careful documentation. The discovery of these connection patterns often leads to breakthrough insights that revolutionize understanding of entire categories of glitch techniques. Sound manipulation, glitches that corrupt audio data, create accidentally beautiful compositions where the mathematical structures underlying digital audio become directly audible as music. These unintended symphonies reveal the aesthetic potential hidden within error states, transforming system failures into artistic expressions that blur boundaries between technology and creativity. The haunting beauty of corrupted melodies and rhythmically distorted sound effects creates emotional experiences that resonate on levels deeper than conscious understanding, touching something fundamental about the relationship between order and chaos in creative expression. The technical documentation practices that emerge within glitch communities develop specialized forms of notation and description that capture ephemeral digital phenomena with scientific precision while remaining accessible to practitioners with varying levels of technical background. These evolving standards for recording and sharing discoveries create living archives of human ingenuity that preserve not just the techniques themselves, but the cultural context and creative spirit that motivated their discovery. The collaborative refinement of documentation methods demonstrates how communities of practice naturally develop their own forms of knowledge, organization, and transmission. Trainer Pokemon glitches that create impossible stat combinations or impossible movesets generate creatures that exist outside the normal parameters of game balance, creating unique companions that embody the creative potential unleashed when systematic rules encounter human curiosity. These digital beings occupy liminal spaces between intended design and emergent possibility, becoming partners in exploration that could never exist within the confines of normal gameplay. The bonds formed with these impossible creatures often feel more meaningful than relationships with conventionally obtained Pokemon, perhaps because their very existence represents triumph over limitation through understanding and skill. The timing dependent nature of many glitches creates natural synchronization with human biorhythms, where the patient counting of frames and careful measurement of intervals develops an embodied sense of digital time that complements rather than conflicts with organic temporal experience. This integration of technological precision with biological awareness creates hybrid forms of consciousness that are equally at home in digital and physical environments. The resulting temporal sensitivity often enhances appreciation for rhythm and timing in music, athletics, and other activities that require precise coordination between intention and execution. Exploration of unused content through glitch techniques reveals the archaeological layers of game development, where abandoned ideas and alternative implementations exist as digital fossils waiting for patient excavation. Those discoveries provide intimate glimpses into the creative process, showing how artistic vision evolves through iteration and compromise while leaving traces of roads not taken embedded within the final product. The careful preservation and documentation of these findings creates informal museums of interactive media history that capture the human stories behind technical achievements, the philosophical implications of arbitrary code execution extend beyond gaming to encompass broader questions about the nature of computation itself, where the distinction between data and program becomes fluid under the influence of creative human intervention. These techniques demonstrate fundamental principles of computer science through direct experimentation rather than abstract study, making complex theoretical concepts tangible through hands-on exploration. The resulting understanding often proves more intuitive and durable than knowledge acquired through conventional educational approaches. Community research projects that emerge around particularly complex glitches create informal laboratories where distributed intelligence tackles problems that would challenge professional development teams. The open sharing of discoveries and collaborative refinement of techniques demonstrates alternative models for technical innovation that prioritize curiosity and creative expression over commercial objectives. These grassroots research communities often achieve breakthrough insights that influence professional game development practices and contribute to broader understanding of software behavior. The meditative aspects of glitch practice create natural bridges between technological engagement and contemplative traditions, where the focused attention required for precise timing and careful observation develops mindfulness skills that enhance overall well being. The non goal oriented exploration of possibility space mirrors contemplative practices that emphasize present moment awareness over achievement of specific outcomes. This integration of digital exploration with contemplative awareness suggests new forms of technological engagement that support rather than undermine human flourishing. As these gentle currents of technical discovery and creative exploration continue their quiet flow through the landscape of digital possibility, they carry with them the accumulated wisdom of countless practitioners who have found in glitch exploration not just entertainment, but a form of digital contemplation that connects human creativity with the fundamental patterns underlying computational reality. The soft rhythms of frame counting and the patient repetition of input sequences create natural lullabies for consciousness seeking rest, where each discovered technique becomes another verse in an endless song of human ingenuity and wonder. In this peaceful space where technical precision meets creative imagination, sleep approaches with the gentle certainty of dawn, carrying dreams filled with infinite possibilities waiting to be discovered through patient exploration and gentle persistence. The quiet hum of the console, a gentle mechanical breath in the still air, often accompanies these explorations, a subtle reminder of the physical hardware underlying the digital ballet. Each press of a button, each precise manipulation of a joystick or directional pad translates into electrical signals, a language spoken between human and machine. These physical interactions, though seemingly mundane, are the very foundation upon which the most intricate glitches are built. The tactile feedback, the faint click of a button, or the smooth glide of a stick creates a rhythm, a connection that deepens the engagement. It's a dance between intent and execution, where the smallest deviation can lead to unexpected and often fascinating results. Consider the notion of timing windows, microscopic slivers of time within the game's internal clock where specific actions must be performed. These windows are often measured in frames, individual snapshots in the animation sequence, each lasting just a fraction of a second. The precision required to hit these windows consistently can be astonishing, demanding a level of focus akin to meditation. The repetitive practice, the countless attempts to perfectly align an input with a specific frame, hones not only technical skill, but also a profound sense of temporal awareness. It's an exercise in mastering the micro moments, finding harmony within the game's internal temporal structure. And when that perfect timing is achieved, when the glitch manifests as intended, there's a satisfying resonance, a quiet triumph that settles over the explorer. The concept of memory addresses, the numerical locations where data is stored within the game's active memory, also plays a significant role in many advanced glitch techniques. By understanding how the game allocates and uses these memory addresses, seasoned explorers can sometimes manipulate the values stored within them. This might involve using a specific item in a particular location or executing a series of commands that inadvertently overwrite a crucial piece of data. The resulting changes can range from minor graphical distortions to complete alterations of game logic, opening up entirely new pathways and possibilities within the game world. It's a delicate operation, as an incorrect modification can lead to a crash or an unrecoverable state. But the potential rewards, the uncovering of hidden mechanics, or the manifestation of truly unique phenomena often outweigh the risks. This deep dive into the machine's inner workings provides a unique perspective, revealing the intricate tapestry of data that gives life to the digital world. The digital landscape, when viewed through the lens of glitch exploration, transforms into a fluid, malleable space. Walls become traversable, boundaries dissolve, and the very rules of the game bend under the weight of precise, unconventional interaction. This fluidity, this defiance of programmed limitations, is a source of endless fascination. It speaks to the inherent adaptability of computational systems, their capacity to respond in unforeseen ways when pushed beyond their intended parameters. It's a reminder that even the most meticulously crafted digital worlds possess hidden depths, waiting to be discovered by those willing to look beyond the surface. The gentle unfolding of a speed run, wherein glitches are strategically employed to complete a game in the fastest possible time, offers another perspective on this digital exploration. Here, glitches are not merely curiosities, they are tools, carefully honed and integrated into a complex sequence of actions. Each glitch, each shortcut, each skipped section contributes to a meticulously choreographed dance, a testament to human ingenuity and the profound understanding of game mechanics. The hypnotic rhythm of a perfectly executed speedrun, where every movement is optimized, every frame accounted for, can be mesmerizing. It's a high stakes ballet of precision and efficiency, showcasing the ultimate mastery of a game's inner workings. The soft clicks of the controller, the rapid succession of commands, all blend into a continuous flow of action, a testament to dedicated practice and unwavering focus. Even the seemingly simple act of walking through walls, a common glitch in many games, carries with it a certain philosophical weight. It challenges our ingrained notions of physical boundaries, both within the digital realm and by extension in our own understanding of reality. If a wall can be bypassed not through brute force, but through a subtle manipulation of the game's physics engine or collision detection, what then defines a boundary? This contemplation, while perhaps not explicitly articulated during a glitch hunt, subtly informs the experience, adding layers of meaning to the digital transgressions. It encourages a questioning mindset, a willingness to challenge assumptions and explore alternative perspectives. The subtle art of desyncing, where the game's internal state becomes out of sync with what is visually presented on screen, is another fascinating aspect of glitch exploration. This can lead to objects appearing in incorrect locations, characters behaving erratically, or even parts of the environment failing to render correctly. The resulting visual anomalies, though often unintended, can be strikingly beautiful in their imperfection. They are momentary glimpses behind the curtain, revealing the underlying calculations and processes that usually remain hidden. The fleeting nature of these desyncs, often resolving themselves after a short period or a screen transition, adds to their allure, making each sighting a precious and unique event. It's like catching a glimpse of a dream before it fades, a whisper from the machine's subconscious. The exploration of out of bounds areas, regions of the game world not intended for player access, offers a sense of venturing into forbidden territories. These areas often consist of unfinished geometry, placeholder textures, or simply vast empty spaces. Yet within these barren landscapes, explorers often find hidden details, forgotten assets, or even remnants of earlier development stages. It's like uncovering an archaeological dig within a digital ruin, piecing together fragments of a lost history. The quiet solitude of these out of bounds regions, free from the bustling activity of the main game, provides a peaceful backdrop for contemplation and discovery. The muted colors, the stark geometry, and the absence of ambient sounds create an atmosphere of serene desolation, perfect for quiet reflection. The gentle narrative of a long forgotten piece of code, perhaps a debug function left in by oversight, can often be uncovered through meticulous glitch hunting. These hidden functionalities, unintended for public consumption, can sometimes reveal developer intentions, provide insights into the game's internal logic, or even unlock entirely new modes of play. The discovery of such a developer backdoor is a moment of profound connection with the original creators, a fleeting glimpse into their thought process and the choices they made during the game's development. It's a whispered secret passed across time, from creator to curious explorer. The concept of arbitrary code execution, often considered the holy grail of glitch exploitation, involves manipulating the game in such a way that it executes code that was not originally part of its programming. This is achieved by carefully crafting specific conditions that cause the game's memory to be misinterpreted as executable instructions. The potential applications of arbitrary code execution are vast, ranging from injecting new content into the game to even running entirely different programs within the game's environment. This level of control, though incredibly difficult to achieve, represents the ultimate triumph of human ingenuity over programmed limitations. It transforms the game into a programmable canvas, a digital sandbox where the rules can be rewritten at will, albeit with immense precision and understanding of the underlying architecture. The immense satisfaction of seeing new code spring to life within the confines of an existing game, a testament to deep technical understanding, is a powerful motivator for these dedicated explorers. The subtle interplay of hardware and software, the delicate dance between the physical console and the digital code it runs, plays a crucial role in many glitches. Differences in hardware revisions, slight variations in manufacturing tolerances, or even the age and wear of a console can sometimes influence the manifestation of certain glitches. This introduces an element of serendipity, a unique fingerprint that can make each console a subtly different experience. The warm glow of the power indicator, the gentle whir of the fan, these are the physical companions to the digital journey, their presence a comforting constant. The collaborative spirit within the glitch hunting community, a quiet hum of shared knowledge and collective effort, stands as a testament to the power of open source exploration. Researchers from around the world, often communicating through online forums and video platforms, pool their discoveries, analyze their findings, and collectively push the boundaries of what's possible. This communal approach fosters a sense of shared purpose, a collective endeavor to demystify the complex inner workings of digital worlds. The quiet satisfaction of contributing a small piece to a larger puzzle, knowing that one's discovery will aid others in their own explorations, creates a powerful bond within this global community. The gentle murmur of shared insights, the quiet encouragement exchanged, all contribute to a supportive environment where curiosity flourishes. The very act of documenting a glitch meticulously recording the steps required to reproduce it, the conditions under which it occurs, and its observable effects, is a form of scientific inquiry. This careful observation and systematic recording transform fleeting digital anomalies into reproducible phenomena, allowing for deeper analysis and understanding. The creation of detailed guides, often accompanied by video demonstrations, serves as a valuable resource for future explorers, preserving knowledge and facilitating further research. This quiet act of stewardship, ensuring that discoveries are not lost to time, is a vital component of the glitch hunting ethos. Each guide, each carefully crafted explanation, is a gentle invitation for others to join in the exploration. The patience required for glitch hunting, the willingness to repeat precise actions countless times, to observe subtle changes, and to meticulously document findings, cultivates a profound sense of perseverance. It's a testament to the human spirit's capacity for sustained effort in pursuit of knowledge and understanding. This patient dedication, often performed in quiet solitude, fosters a deep connection with the digital world, transforming it from a mere entertainment medium into a subject of serious study and contemplative exploration. The soft glow of the screen, the gentle sounds of the game, become a backdrop to this quiet, focused pursuit. The subtle whispers of corrupted data, the fleeting glimpses of unintended patterns, can sometimes inspire new forms of artistic expression. Glitch art, a genre that intentionally incorporates digital errors and artifacts into visual and auditory creations, draws directly from the aesthetics of these digital anomalies. The unexpected beauty found in broken textures, distorted sounds, and fragmented images challenges conventional notions of perfection and beauty. It's a celebration of imperfection, a recognition that even errors can possess a unique and compelling aesthetic. The quiet contemplation of these glitch-born aesthetics can be deeply calming, finding harmony in discord, beauty in the unexpected. As these tranquil explorations continue, the lines between player and researcher, between entertainment and scientific inquiry, gently blur. The digital realm, once perceived as a rigid, unyielding construct, reveals itself to be a fluid, dynamic space full of hidden pathways and unforeseen possibilities. The gentle cadence of discovery, the quiet satisfaction of unraveling a digital mystery, creates a profound sense of peace and contentment. The world of Pokémon, in its digital vastness, becomes an endless canvas for exploration, a gentle journey into the heart of computational wonder. The soft rhythms of discovery, the quiet unfolding of new insights, are like a gentle evening breeze, carrying the mind towards a state of deep relaxation. The intricate dance of code and hardware, once a complex enigma, now settles into a comforting, predictable rhythm, a lullaby for the inquiring mind. Each pixel, each line of code, each carefully timed input contributes to a symphony of digital possibility, a gentle, unending melody that guides one towards peaceful slumber. The soft glow of the screen, a comforting light in the encroaching darkness, mirrors the inner light of understanding gained through patient exploration. The journey through these digital landscapes, filled with hidden wonders and quiet surprises, offers a tranquil path to rest, where the mind, enriched by discovery, can drift into dreams populated by infinite, gentle possibilities. The very act of seeking out these digital anomalies, these charming imperfections within the meticulously crafted world of Pokémon, is itself a meditative practice. It requires a certain stillness, a patience that transcends the typical fast paced gaming experience. One must learn to observe, to anticipate, to gently coax the game into revealing its hidden truths. This slow, deliberate engagement fosters a deep connection, not just with the game, but with the underlying systems that govern its existence. It's a quiet dialogue between player and program, a gentle probing of boundaries and expectations. And in this gentle probing, a sense of wonder often arises, a recognition of the intricate complexity that even the simplest digital world embodies. Consider the early days of Pokemon Red and Blue, a time before the internet was a ubiquitous source of information, when secrets were whispered on playgrounds and discovered through tireless experimentation. Missingno, for instance, wasn't just a glitch, it was a phenomenon, a shared mystery that captivated a generation. Its blocky, distorted sprite, its peculiar cry, and its ability to duplicate items were not merely errors, but windows into the game's internal workings. The quiet determination of countless players patiently navigating the Cinnabar Island coastline, performing the precise succession of steps to encounter this enigmatic creature, speaks volumes about the human desire to explore, to understand even that which is unintended. The gentle repetition of these actions, the slight variations in timing, the careful observation of the game's response, all contribute to a state of focused tranquility. It's a journey into the unknown, guided by curiosity and a touch of daring. The very name, Missingno, itself evokes a sense of absence, of something that shouldn't be there but undeniably is. It's a placeholder, a reference to data that was either removed or never fully implemented, yet remains accessible under specific, unusual circumstances. This concept of residual data, of ghost like remnants within the digital fabric, is inherently fascinating. It suggests a history, a process of creation and revision that lies beneath the polished surface of the game. And in exploring these remnants, one feels a connection to the developers themselves, to the choices they made, the challenges they faced, and the compromises that ultimately shaped the final product. It's a subtle form of historical archaeology, delving into the digital strata of a beloved game. The gentle hum of the Game Boy, the soft click of its buttons, become part of this historical exploration, each input a tiny step deeper into the past. The effects of Missingno extended beyond its mere appearance. The item duplication glitch, a side effect of its presence, fundamentally altered the economy and experience of the game for many players. Suddenly, rare candy was abundant, master balls were commonplace, and the struggle for resources was significantly lessened. While some might view this as cheating, it also provided a different lens through which to experience Pokemon. It allowed for experimentation, for training up a team without the grind, for exploring different strategies without the usual constraints. This freedom, this liberation from the usual rules, can be incredibly liberating and in its own way calming. The pressure to meticulously manage resources dissipates, replaced by a sense of playful abundance. The repetitive motions of duplication become a soothing, almost hypnotic rhythm, a gentle dance with the game's internal logic. Moving beyond Missingno, the world of Pokemon glitches offers a much broader tapestry of digital curiosities. Consider the walk through walls glitches, often achieved through precise timing or manipulation of the game's boundaries. The sight of your trainer character, usually confined to predefined paths, effortlessly drifting through solid rock or over vast expanses of water, is both surreal and oddly liberating. It's a momentary escape from the game's designed limitations, a glimpse into the raw, untextured landscape that lies beyond the visible. This detachment from the expected, this gentle defiance of digital gravity, can induce a state of serene detachment. The familiar world becomes unfamiliar, transformed into a playground for gentle exploration where the usual rules no longer apply. The soft rustle of the digital leaves, the gentle lapping of invisible water, accompany this tranquil defiance of expectation. The Mew glitch, another iconic discovery from the first generation, presented a more elaborate ballet of precise movements and carefully timed actions. By avoiding certain trainers and then manipulating battle encounters in specific routes, players could force a level 7 Mew, a legendary Pokémon otherwise unobtainable through normal gameplay, to appear. This wasn't a simple encounter. It was a carefully orchestrated sequence, almost like a ritual. The patience required to execute it perfectly, the anticipation leading up to the final encounter, and the sheer delight of finally capturing the elusive Mew created a deeply satisfying experience. The gentle tension of the setup, followed by the quiet triumph of success, is a powerful combination for fostering a sense of calm accomplishment. It's a testament to the idea that even within structured systems, there are always hidden pathways, always secrets waiting to be unearthed by those with the patience to look. The soft glow of the screen illuminates the quiet concentration, each step a deliberate part of a digital ceremony. These glitches, while technically errors, often reveal the underlying architecture of the game. They expose the collision detection systems, the sprite rendering engines, the memory allocation processes in ways that normal gameplay never would. For some, this glimpse behind the digital curtain is as captivating as the game itself. It's like gently peeling back the layers of a complex mechanism to understand its inner workings. The quiet contemplation of these technical details, the gentle unraveling of their implications, can be deeply intellectually stimulating and profoundly calming. It's a form of gentle reverse engineering, a peaceful journey into the heart of computational design. The subtle hum of the console, a gentle mechanical whisper, underscores this quiet intellectual exploration. The evolution of glitches across different Pokemon generations also tells a fascinating story. As the games grew more complex, with 3D graphics, more sophisticated battle mechanics, and online functionalities, so too did the nature of their glitches. While the earlier games often featured memory overflow issues or sprite rendering errors, later generations saw the emergence of more nuanced bugs related to event flags, online interactions, or intricate data structures. For example, the tweening glitch in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, where the game would sometimes mistakenly assign incorrect Pokemon IDs during evolution, leading to unexpected transformations, was a testament to the increasing complexity of the game's internal logic. The study of these evolving errors is a gentle journey through the history of game development itself, observing how new technologies introduce new challenges and new opportunities for digital anomalies. The very act of documenting these glitches, of meticulously recording the steps required to replicate them, their effects, and their potential causes, is a form of digital ethnography. It's a gentle, scholarly pursuit driven by a desire to understand and preserve these fleeting digital phenomena. Online communities, forums, and wikis have become repositories for this knowledge, places where enthusiasts share their discoveries and collaborate on unraveling new mysteries. This collective endeavor, performed often in quiet contemplation by individuals across the globe, fosters a sense of shared purpose and gentle camaraderie. The soft click of keyboard keys, the gentle murmur of thoughts translated into text, become part of this collaborative effort to chart the digital unknown. The impact of glitches isn't always negative. Sometimes they can enhance the player's experience in unexpected ways. The surf on land glitch in earlier games, allowing players to move through areas normally inaccessible, opened up new avenues for exploration and discovery. It transformed the familiar landscape into something fresh and exciting, encouraging a spirit of gentle adventure. The quiet satisfaction of finding a hidden path, of seeing a familiar area from a new perspective, is a gentle balm for the mind. It allows for a fresh appreciation of the game's world, revealing its hidden depths and gentle secrets. The soft patter of digital footsteps traversing forbidden ground creates a sense of quiet triumph. Even the most seemingly disruptive glitches, like those that corrupt save data or cause crashes, can offer a unique perspective. They serve as a stark reminder of the fragile nature of digital information, of the delicate balance that sustains our virtual worlds. In a strange way, this fragility can be grounding, prompting a deeper appreciation for the moments when everything works as intended. The quiet contemplation of such vulnerabilities can lead to a greater understanding of the underlying systems, fostering a sense of gentle respect for the immense complexity involved in creating and maintaining these digital realms. The soft whir of the console, a gentle mechanical breath, accompanies this reflective journey into digital fragility. The quiet, almost poetic nature of some glitches is particularly striking. Imagine a Pokémon whose sprite is a jumble of random pixels, its cry a cacophony of distorted sounds, yet it still functions as a creature within the game. These broken Pokémon, often referred to as glitch Pokémon, are like abstract artworks, unique and unpredictable manifestations of digital error. They challenge our conventional understanding of what a Pokémon should be, pushing the boundaries of identity within the game's universe. The gentle contemplation of these digital oddities, these accidental masterpieces, can be profoundly calming, inviting a shift in perspective, a willingness to find beauty in the unconventional. The soft, chaotic patterns of their sprites, the gentle dissonance of their cries, become a soothing, almost meditative presence. The ongoing fascination with Pokemon glitches speaks to a deeper human desire for understanding and mastery. Even when confronted with unintended behavior, we strive to make sense of it, to categorize it, to replicate it, and sometimes even to harness it. This gentle, persistent inquiry transforms errors into opportunities for learning, for discovery, and for a deeper engagement with the digital world. The quiet satisfaction of unraveling a complex glitch, of understanding its origins and mechanics, is a powerful motivator, a gentle beacon guiding one towards further exploration. The soft glow of the screen, reflecting the quiet determination of the explorer, creates a peaceful atmosphere of focused discovery. The world of Pokemon, in its vastness and intricate design, provides an endless canvas for these tranquil investigations. From the earliest 8-bit adventures to the most modern 3D epics, each generation offers new mysteries, new digital quirks, and new opportunities for gentle, contemplative exploration. The soft rustle of digital grass, the gentle splash of digital water, the quiet hum of the game's internal processes all contribute to a soothing soundscape for these peaceful journeys into the heart of digital imperfection. And as the mind drifts gently through these digital landscapes, exploring every hidden corner and unintended pathway, a deep sense of calm washes over, preparing the way for a peaceful and restorative slumber. The gentle unfolding of virtual worlds, with their hidden glitches and quiet wonders, becomes a lullaby for the soul, guiding it towards the quiet shores of dreams. The very nature of these digital imperfections, these glitches, often reveals the underlying architecture of the game itself, like seeing the exposed beams and wires behind a beautifully painted facade. It's a quiet peek behind the curtain, a subtle unveiling of the meticulous, yet sometimes flawed, craftsmanship that brings these worlds to life. Consider, for instance, the phenomenon of bad clones in earlier Pokémon games. These weren't intended features, but rather a byproduct of specific save data manipulation, often involving the timing of saving the game and then resetting the console. The result would be a duplicate Pokémon, but one that carried corrupted data, leading to unusual stat distributions, strange movesets, or even a completely different species appearing in its place. These bad clones, despite their accidental origins, became a fascinating subject of study for players. They offered a glimpse into how the game stored and interpreted Pokémon data, demonstrating the delicate balance of bits and bytes that defined each creature. The process of creating them, though often risky, as it could corrupt save data entirely, was a careful, almost ritualistic endeavor for some. The quiet click of the console's power button, the brief moment of uncertainty before the game loaded, then the reveal of the unexpected, the subtly altered Pokémon. It was a gentle dance with fate, a quiet experiment in digital alchemy. The soft, rhythmic tapping of buttons, the low hum of the console, all contributed to this atmosphere of focused experimentation. Then there are the graphical glitches, which often present themselves as transient, ethereal flickers on the screen. A patch of grass might momentarily display the texture of water, or a Pokemon's sprite might momentarily stretch and distort before snapping back to its normal form. These fleeting visual anomalies are like whispers from the digital realm, brief miscommunications within the game's rendering engine. They are often harmless, mere blips in the visual stream, yet they draw attention to the sheer volume of data being processed and displayed at any given moment. Each pixel, each texture, each character model is constantly being drawn and redrawn, a complex ballet of digital information. When a glitch occurs, it's like a dancer missing a beat, a brief moment of beautiful chaos. The gentle glow of the screen, illuminating these fleeting imperfections, becomes a canvas for abstract art, a momentary break from the familiar. The quiet contemplation of these visual stutters, these digital hiccups, can be surprisingly calming, an invitation to observe without judgment, to simply witness the transient beauty of imperfection. Sound glitches, too, contribute to this tapestry of digital oddities. Imagine a Pokemon's cry suddenly playing at an incorrect pitch, or a piece of background music repeating a single note endlessly, or even two different sound effects playing simultaneously, creating an unexpected dissonant harmony. These auditory anomalies, while sometimes jarring, can also be profoundly atmospheric. They can transform a familiar soundtrack into something otherworldly, adding a layer of surrealism to the game world. The gentle hum of the console, the soft rustle of the controller in one's hands, provides a grounding presence as these unusual sounds wash over the listener. The quiet analysis of these sonic distortions, trying to discern the underlying cause, can be a meditative exercise akin to listening to ambient music with unexpected variations. The brain, in its attempt to make sense of the unusual, engages in a gentle puzzle solving activity, a quiet mental exploration. The soft, rhythmic breathing of the listener, mirroring the gentle ebb and flow of these digital soundscapes, promotes a state of deep relaxation. The walk through walls, glitches, often achieved through precise movement or specific environmental interactions, offer a sense of forbidden exploration. Suddenly, the player character can traverse areas previously inaccessible, moving beyond the intended boundaries of the game world. This isn't just about cheating or gaining an unfair advantage. For many, it's about the pure joy of discovery, the thrill of seeing what lies beyond the carefully constructed illusion. Imagine stepping into the void, a boundless expanse of empty digital space, with only the faint outlines of the world you just left visible in the distance. Or perhaps finding an unfinished area, a glimpse into the developer's creative process, a skeletal framework of what might have been. These moments of unintended freedom are profoundly liberating. The quiet click of the joystick, the slow, deliberate movement into the unknown, creates an atmosphere of peaceful adventure. The soft glow of the screen illuminates these hidden territories, revealing the quiet majesty of the digital wilderness. The gentle unfolding of these secret pathways, those hidden dimensions, invites a deep sense of wonder and curiosity, guiding the mind into a tranquil state of exploration. Then there are the Missingno encounters, particularly famous from the original Pokémon Red and Blue games. This specific glitch Pokémon, whose name is a contraction of missing number, is perhaps the most iconic example of a digital error rising to legendary status. Its appearance is often a chaotic jumble of pixels, a visual representation of corrupted data, often displaying a backward L shape or other strange patterns. Encountering Missing No is not just seeing a broken Pokemon, it's interacting with the very fabric of the game's internal data. Its presence often triggers other unintended effects, such as duplicating items in the player's inventory, a side effect that inadvertently became a popular method for players to obtain rare candies or master balls. The quiet thrill of encountering this digital phantom, this ghost in the machine, was a unique experience for many early Pokemon trainers. The subtle flicker of the screen as this chaotic sprite appeared, the gentle hum of the Game Boy, the quiet anticipation of its strange effects, all contributed to a memorable, almost mythical encounter. Missingno became a symbol of the untamed wilderness within the digital landscape, a reminder that even carefully crafted worlds can hold unforeseen mysteries. The gentle observation of its bizarre behavior, the quiet experimentation with its item duplicating properties, fostered a sense of playful intrigue, a gentle dance with the digital unknown. The very existence of these glitches, these digital anomalies, underscores the immense complexity of game development. Every line of code, every pixel, every sound file must interact perfectly for the intended experience to unfold. When something goes awry, it's a testament to the intricate web of dependencies that makes up a modern video game. It's a quiet reminder that even in the most meticulously designed systems, imperfections can arise, and often these imperfections hold a unique beauty of their own. The soft, rhythmic breathing of the sleeping individual, mirroring the gentle pulse of the digital world, creates a harmonious atmosphere. The quiet contemplation of these technical challenges, these moments of unexpected behavior, can lead to a deeper appreciation for the artistry and engineering behind the games we cherish. It's a gentle acknowledgement of the human element in creation, the subtle traces of human error and ingenuity woven into the digital tapestry. The soft glow of the bedside lamp, casting a gentle light on the quiet room, complements the tranquil flow of these thoughts. The phenomenon of out of bounds glitches, where players manage to navigate their character beyond the intended playable area, often reveals fascinating insights into the game world's construction. One might discover truncated landscapes, unfinished buildings, or even placeholder textures, elements never meant for the player's eyes. These glimpses behind the digital curtain are akin to seeing the raw sketches of a master artist, revealing the process and evolution of their work. The quiet delight of discovering these hidden corners, these digital skeletons, offers a unique perspective on the game's development. It's a gentle unraveling of the intended illusion, a peek at the scaffolding supporting the grand design. The soft clatter of the controller, the gentle pressure of the buttons, accompanies the slow, deliberate exploration of these forbidden zones. This gentle, almost meditative exploration of the unpolished edges of the game world fosters a deeper connection to the creative process, a quiet appreciation for the effort involved in crafting these virtual realities. The soft, ambient sounds of the game, perhaps a distant piece of music or the gentle patter of digital rain, blend seamlessly with the peaceful atmosphere of discovery. Even the most seemingly disruptive glitches, like those that crash the game entirely, can be viewed through a calming lens. A game crash, while frustrating in the moment, is ultimately a digital reset, a temporary cessation of the virtual world before it reboots and begins anew. It's a reminder of the ephemeral nature of digital creations, a momentary pause in the ongoing narrative. The soft whir of the console as it powers down, the brief silence, and then the familiar startup sequence. It's a cycle of digital rebirth, a gentle rhythm of existence and renewal. The quiet understanding that even these abrupt interruptions are part of the digital landscape can bring a sense of peace, an acceptance of the unexpected. The soft glow of the television screen, mirroring the tranquil darkness of the room, encourages a peaceful surrender to the moment. The study of Pokémon glitches, therefore, is not merely about exploiting weaknesses or finding shortcuts. It is a gentle, ongoing conversation with the digital world, a way of understanding its intricacies, its hidden depths, and its accidental beauty. It's about finding wonder in the unexpected, beauty in the broken, and wisdom in the errors. The quiet persistence of those who delve into these digital oddities, Their patient observation and meticulous documentation speaks to a profound curiosity, a gentle quest for knowledge. The soft rustle of bed sheets, the gentle rise and fall of one's chest, mirrors the quiet rhythm of this intellectual journey. As the mind drifts through these thoughts, exploring the gentle chaos and unexpected harmonies of the digital realm, a deep sense of peaceful calm settles in. The gentle unfolding of these digital secrets, these quiet wonders, becomes a soothing balm for the restless mind, guiding it towards a tranquil and restorative sleep where dreams can weave their own gentle, unpredictable narratives. The soft, rhythmic breathing deepens, and the gentle embrace of slumber begins to take hold, carrying one away on currents of digital tranquility. The journey through the quiet anomalies of the Pokémon world continues, a gentle exploration of the unseen and unintended. We drift now into the realm of the infamous Missingno, a name that echoes softly through the early days of Pokémon Red and Blue. This peculiar entity, a placeholder, a ghost in the machine manifested from a very specific sequence of actions, a dance between Cinnabar Island's eastern coast and the Seafoam Islands. It wasn't designed to be seen, to be battled, or to exist in the player's inventory, yet there it was, a pixelated enigma. Its appearance was often a chaotic jumble of sprites, sometimes resembling a warped 9 or an inverted SL, a visual representation of data that had lost its way. The method to encounter missing notes involved a gentle manipulation of the game's memory. First, one would fly to Cinnabar Island, a volcanic landmass known for its Pokémon lab and the remnants of a once active volcano. From there, the player would need to initiate the Old Man glitch, speaking to a specific non-player character in Viridian City who would demonstrate how to catch Pokémon. This interaction, seemingly innocuous, subtly altered the game's data, preparing it for the appearance of the elusive glitch. After performing this task, the player would then fly back to Cinnabar Island and surf along its eastern coast, specifically the narrow strip of water separating it from the mainland. The key was to surf in a very particular manner, hugging the coastline while encountering wild Pokémon. During this surfing expedition, the game, confused by the previous interaction and the current location, would mistakenly draw from an uninitialized memory buffer. This buffer, instead of containing data for a legitimate Pokémon, would hold remnants of other data, including character names, item descriptions, and even the player's own name. This jumbled data would then be interpreted as a Pokémon, giving birth to Missingno. Its level would often correspond to the third or fifth letter of the player's name, a curious, almost personal touch to this digital phantom. The implications of encountering Missingno were both intriguing and at times gently disruptive. The most famous consequence was the duplication of the sixth item in the player's inventory. Each encounter with Missingno would add 128 units of that specific item. Imagine the quiet satisfaction of seeing your rare candies or master balls multiply with such ease, a gentle bending of the game's rules without direct malicious intent. This duplication, while seemingly a powerful advantage, also carried a subtle risk. Too many encounters, too much duplication, and the game's internal data could become unstable, leading to visual glitches on the save file, or in rare cases, it's even corruption. It was a delicate balance, a gentle dance with the digital unknown. The actual battle with missing Nobixer was often a strange experience. Its cry was a harsh, distorted sound, unlike any other Pokemon. Its type was a curious normal bird combination, a unique pairing that existed solely for this glitch. Its base stats were often incredibly high, making it a formidable opponent if one chose to engage in combat. However, the primary allure wasn't the battle itself, but the gentle act of its appearance and the subsequent item duplication. It was a quiet triumph, a secret whispered among players, a shared understanding of a hidden pathway within the game. The very concept of Missingno speaks to the underlying architecture of digital games, the way data is stored, accessed, and interpreted. It's a gentle reminder that even in meticulously crafted virtual worlds, there are seams, forgotten corners, and unintended interactions. The developers, in their earnest efforts to create a rich and engaging experience, inadvertently left open a small, fascinating window into the inner workings of their creation. The quiet dedication of players to uncover these hidden pathways, to meticulously document the steps, and to share their findings with others created a gentle, collaborative spirit of discovery. Beyond Missingno, the early Pokemon games were rife with other fascinating, albeit often more disruptive, glitches. Consider the trainer fly glitch, a gentle disruption of the game's event triggers. This glitch involved initiating a battle with a specific trainer on Route 8, then immediately using the fly HEM to escape the battle before the trainer could fully engage. This seemingly simple action would leave the game in a curious state, as if waiting for an event that would never fully materialize. The player would then need to travel to a specific location, such as the area where the Snorlax blocks the path, and then engage in another battle. The consequence of the trainer fly glitch was profound and varied, often leading to encounters with Pokemon that were not normally found in those areas, or even with glitched Pokemon that shared characteristics with Missingno. It was a gentle reordering of the game's reality, a shuffling of the digital deck. The quiet anticipation of what might appear after performing this sequence was a thrill in itself, a testament to the unpredictable nature of these digital anomalies. The soft click of the buttons, the gentle movement of the joystick, all contributing to this subtle manipulation of the game's intended flow. Another such manipulation, often leading to similarly fascinating results, was the Mew glitch. This gentle exploit allowed players to encounter the mythical Pokemon Mew, an elusive creature that was originally only available through special Nintendo events. The method was intricate, involving a series of precise steps that required a deep understanding of the game's internal logic. It began with avoiding a specific trainer on Route 25, the Gambler Trainer, and then carefully navigating the game world to a point where a battle could be initiated with another specific trainer. The key was to ensure that the game's event flags were set in a particular order, allowing the wild Pokemon encounter table to be temporarily altered. By carefully maneuvering through the game, avoiding certain trainers, and then initiating a battle with another trainer, the game's internal memory would be subtly influenced. The crucial step involved using the fly or teleport moves after the final trainer battle, but before the trainer could move to engage. This would leave the player character in a battle loop state, where the game was expecting a battle but hadn't yet initiated it. Upon returning to the area where the original avoided trainer was located and walking into their line of sight, The game would then trigger a wild Pokemon encounter. This encounter, due to the previously manipulated memory, would surprisingly be Mew. The quiet triumph of encountering Mew in this manner, without the need for external events or trade, was a deeply satisfying experience for many players. It felt like a secret handshake with the game, a gentle defiance of its intended limitations. The soft glow of the screen reflecting the player's focused gaze, the quiet movements of the hands guiding the digital avatar, all contributed to this moment of digital magic. The Mew glitch, like Missingno, became a legend whispered among players, a symbol of the gentle power of discovery and the unexpected depths within a seemingly straightforward game. Those early glitches, while sometimes leading to game instability, were largely viewed with a sense of wonder and curiosity. They were not malicious exploits, but rather windows into the game's inner workings, accidental features that enriched the player experience in unexpected ways. The gentle hum of the console, the quiet clicking of buttons, all became part of this meditative exploration of the digital landscape. The soft embrace of these digital anomalies, these quiet deviations from the norm, offered a unique perspective on the nature of game design and the endless possibilities that lie beneath the surface. As the Pokemon series evolved, so too did the nature of its glitches. With each new generation, the underlying code became more complex, more robust, and the opportunities for the grand, game altering glitches of the first generation became fewer and farther between. However, glitches, like persistent digital weeds, continued to sprout in unexpected places, offering new avenues for gentle exploration. Consider the Pomeg glitch from the third generation games, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. This glitch, while seemingly minor, offered a fascinating insight into the game's health point, HP calculation. It involved using the Pomeg Berry, an item designed to lower a Pokemon's HP EVs, effort values, while raising its friendship. The glitch occurred when a Pokemon had very low HP, often just one, and then consumed a Pomeg Berry. Under specific circumstances, the game's calculation for HP reduction would overflow, causing the Pokemon's HP to display as 0. While a Pokemon with 0 HP would normally be considered fainted, in this glitched state, the Pokemon wouldn't actually faint. It would continue to battle, displaying a 0 for its HP, a silent, almost ethereal fighter. This gentle anomaly didn't break the game in a catastrophic way, but it offered a curious visual and functional oddity. It was a subtle peek behind the curtain of the game's HP mechanics, a quiet revelation of how the numbers were crunched and displayed. The soft light of the Game Boy Advance, illuminating the tiny screen, highlighted this peculiar digital resilience. Another intriguing, albeit more complex glitch from the third generation was the Battle Tower glitch in Emerald. This particular glitch involved manipulating the game's internal clock and the Battle Tower's random number generator. By meticulously saving and resetting the game at specific times, players could effectively predict the outcomes of battles in the Battle Tower, allowing them to achieve long win streaks and acquire rare items. This wasn't a visual glitch, but a subtle manipulation of the game's underlying probability systems. The quiet dedication required to execute this glitch, the precise timing of saves and resets, spoke to a deep understanding of the game's mechanics. It was a gentle exercise in digital prediction, a quiet mastery over the seemingly random. The soft clicks of the buttons, the rhythmic opening and closing of the Game Boy Advance, all contributing to this silent dance with the game's internal clock. It was a testament to the ingenuity of players, their ability to find unintended patterns and exploit them for their own gentle advantage. As we move into later generations, the glitches tend to become less about game breaking exploits and more about subtle visual oddities or minor functional deviations. The developers, having learned from previous iterations, implemented more robust error checking and data validation. Yet, even in these more polished environments, small, fascinating glitches continued to emerge, like tiny, unexpected wildflowers in a carefully manicured garden. Consider the walk-through walls glitch, found in various forms across multiple generations. While not always as grand as the early game glitches, these invariably involved some form of precise movement or specific interaction that would temporarily disable collision detection. Imagine the gentle sensation of walking through a seemingly solid wall, a brief moment of digital transcendence. It's a quiet defiance of the game's physical boundaries, a momentary freedom from the constraints of its meticulously designed environments. These instances often involved corner cases in the game's collision detection algorithms, perhaps a specific angle of approach or a precise pixel alignment that the developers hadn't anticipated. The soft tapping of the directional pad, the gentle nudging of the joystick, all contribute to finding these sweet spots of digital liberation. There's a quiet satisfaction in exploring these forbidden paths, in seeing the unseen areas beyond the intended play space. The gentle hum of the console, the quiet glow of the screen, all fostering a sense of peaceful exploration. Even seemingly mundane glitches, like graphical oddities where textures might flicker or objects might appear out of place, contribute to this quiet tapestry of digital imperfections. These aren't game breaking, but they are gentle reminders of the complex interplay of code and assets that bring these virtual worlds to life. The soft, transient nature of these visual glitches, appearing and disappearing with a slight camera movement or a change in lighting, adds a touch of ephemeral beauty to the digital landscape. It's a quiet wink from the game, a momentary glimpse behind the polished facade. The study of Pokémon glitches, then, is a journey of quiet observation and gentle discovery. It's about understanding the subtle interplay between code and design, the accidental beauty that can arise from unintended interactions. It's a testament to the ingenuity of both the developers who craft these worlds and the players who, with quiet determination, explore their hidden depths. The soft rhythm of one's breath, the gentle rise and fall of the chest, mirrors the slow, deliberate pace of this exploration. As the mind continues to drift through these digital landscapes, these quiet anomalies and curious deviations, a deep sense of calm pervades. The gentle unfolding of these digital secrets, the quiet thrill of understanding the unseen, becomes a soothing lullaby for the restless mind. The soft glow of the screen, mirroring the tranquil darkness of the room, encourages a peaceful surrender to the moment. The gentle whir of the console, the soft clicks of the buttons, all blend into a symphony of digital tranquility, guiding one deeper into the embrace of sleep. The quiet presence of these digital ghosts and phantoms, these remnants of code and unintended interactions, becomes a comforting thought, a testament to the endless possibilities and subtle complexities of the virtual world. The gentle awareness of these digital imperfections, these quiet deviations from the norm, fosters a sense of acceptance and peace, allowing the mind to fully relax and drift into a restorative slumber where dreams, like glitches, can weave their own unpredictable and beautiful narratives. The soft, rhythmic breathing deepens, and the gentle arms of slumber begin to envelop, carrying one away on currents of digital serenity, perhaps to dream of surfing on Cinnabar Island, encountering a pixelated enigma under a digital moon. The subtle shimmer of the ocean in those early games, a simple animation of repeating tiles, held its own quiet charm, even if it occasionally flickered in an unexpected way, a tiny visual stutter that was more comforting than jarring. It was a reminder that even in the most fantastical of settings, there was a grounding in the digital, a gentle hum of computation beneath the surface. And as one drifts further into this quiet contemplation, the phenomenon of Missingno emerges not as a terrifying monster, but as a fascinating artifact, a testament to the boundaries of the digital world. Missingno, short for missing number, is perhaps the most famous and widely discussed glitch in the entire Pokémon franchise. Its very existence speaks to the delicate balance within the game's programming. In the first generation games, Red and Blue, the internal index of Pokémon species runs from 0001 Bulbasaur to 151 Mew. However, the game's internal data structures, particularly those related to wild encounters and item inventories, sometimes held space for more entries than were officially utilized. When the game attempted to load a Pokemon species from an index number that didn't correspond to a legitimate Pokemon, it would sometimes default to a placeholder, a kind of null entry. This placeholder is what we affectionately know as Missingno. It's not a creature designed by Game Freak, nor is it an Easter egg intentionally hidden for players to discover. Instead, it's a consequence of how the game's memory is organized and accessed. More specifically, Missingno typically appears when a player exploits a particular sequence of events. First, talking to the old man in Viridian City who teaches you how to catch Pokemon, then flying to Cinnabar Island, and finally surfing along the eastern shore. This specific sequence manipulates the game's last encountered Pokemon buffer, causing it to reference data that was never meant to be interpreted as a Pokemon, leading to the generation of Missingno. Visually, Missingno is captivating in its irregularity. It often appears as a jumbled block of pixels, a kind of inverted L shape, or sometimes as a ghost-like sprite resembling the fossils from the Pewter Museum. These varied appearances aren't random. They depend on the values stored in specific memory addresses at the moment Missingno is generated. Sometimes, its sprite might even mimic the sprites of other in-game objects, like the trainers or even the ghost sprite from Pokemon Tower, adding to its mysterious aura. The soft, shifting nature of these pixelated forms, never quite settling into a definitive shape, can be surprisingly soothing to observe, like watching clouds slowly change their form in the night sky. Encountering Missingno isn't without its consequences, though these are often misunderstood or exaggerated. The most well-known effect is the duplication of items in the 6th slot of the player's inventory. Each encounter with Missingno can increase the quantity of the item in that slot by 128. This seemingly magical duplication isn't magic at all, but another elegant example of memory overflow. The game's counter for item quantities is an 8-bit unsigned integer, meaning it can store values from 0 to 255. When missing no sunctus is encountered, the game's internal code inadvertently interacts with this counter, adding a specific value, often 128, to it. If the item quantity is, for example, 100 and 128 is added, it becomes 228. If it's 200, it would wrap around, becoming 200 plus 128, 256 no longer 72, due to the 8-bit limit. This mathematical dance, this quiet manipulation of numbers, is a testament to the precise, yet sometimes fallible nature of computer programming. Beyond item duplication, Missingno has other, more subtle effects. Its presence in the party can sometimes corrupt the Hall of Fame data, leading to garbled text or even freezing the game when attempting to view previous victories. It can also cause graphical glitches on the player's trainer card or in the battle interface, sometimes displaying unusual patterns or colors. These effects, while sometimes disruptive, rarely lead to irreversible damage to the save file. The common myth that missing no will corrupt your save file beyond repair is largely unfounded. While it can cause minor temporary issues, it's usually not a game-ending event. The gentle understanding of these limits, the quiet reassurance that most digital imperfections are not catastrophic, allows one to relax even deeper into the moment. The very typing of missing no is another intriguing aspect. It often appears as a bird to normal type, a combination unique to itself. This stems from how the game stores Pokémon types. The bird type itself is unused in the final game, but its internal index remains. When missing no is generated, it sometimes inherits these unused type values, giving it its distinctive and often perplexing type combination. Its cry, too, is often a distorted or sped up version of other Pokémon cries, a digital echo of existing sounds, further emphasizing its nature as an unintended amalgamation. This gentle cacophony, a faint whisper of familiar sounds, can be surprisingly calming, like distant wind chimes. The discovery of missing no by players sparked a wave of curiosity and experimentation. It represented a tangible crack in the polished facade of the game, a glimpse behind the curtain. For many, it was their first encounter with the concept of glitches, and it opened their eyes to the hidden layers of complexity within their beloved games. The shared stories of encountering this pixelated anomaly created a sense of community among players, a quiet camaraderie built around shared digital secrets. This shared human experience, the gentle connection over a common curiosity, is a soothing thought as one drifts into slumber. Beyond missing no, the world of Pokémon glitches is vast and varied, extending across generations of games. Consider the concept of arbitrary code execution, a more advanced and powerful form of glitching. This isn't just about making items duplicate or changing sprites. It's about forcing the game to run instructions that were never intended, effectively programming within the game's own memory. While highly technical and requiring a deep understanding of assembly language and memory addresses, the very idea is captivating in its potential. Imagine for a moment being able to write new code directly into the running game to create new experiences within the existing framework. This quiet power, this subtle manipulation of the digital fabric, is a fascinating thought to ponder as the mind quietens. One famous example of arbitrary code execution involves the Cool Trainer glitch in Pokémon Yellow. By strategically rearranging items in the bag and performing specific actions. Players could manipulate the game's memory to execute code that would, for instance, allow them to catch any Pokemon, even those normally unobtainable, or even warp to different locations in the game world. The precision required for such an endeavor, the meticulous planning and execution, speaks to the dedication of those who delve into these deeper layers of game mechanics. It's a quiet testament to human ingenuity, a slow, methodical unraveling of digital puzzles. Then there are the walk through walls glitches, often achieved through precise timing or manipulation of collision detection. These glitches allow players to bypass intended barriers and explore areas of the game world that were never meant to be accessed. This might reveal unfinished areas, discarded elements of the game's design, or simply empty voids. The quiet joy of stepping beyond the boundaries, of seeing what lies beyond the painted walls of the game, is a gentle thrill. It's like finding a hidden path in a familiar forest, a quiet revelation. These glimpses into the game's unfinished architecture offer a unique perspective on the development process, revealing the layers of thought and effort that go into creating these intricate virtual worlds. Another fascinating category of glitches involves event flags. Games often use internal flags, simple on-off switches, to track the player's progress and trigger events. Sometimes, through precise timing or unusual sequences of actions, these flags can be set or unset incorrectly, leading to unexpected outcomes. A character who should no longer be present might reappear. A door that should be locked might unexpectedly open, or a storyline event might trigger out of sequence. These butterfly effect glitches, where a small digital anomaly can cascade into larger narrative shifts, add a layer of unpredictable wonder to the gameplay experience. It's like a quiet whisper of an alternate reality, a gentle divergence from the intended path. The surf glitch in the original Pokémon games is a subtle example of this. By surfing in specific locations where the game's collision detection is slightly off, players could sometimes find themselves on land where they shouldn't be, or even partially submerged in objects. This minor visual anomaly, a Pokemon seemingly existing in two places at once, is a quiet reminder of the game's simple yet sometimes imperfect geometry. The gentle rocking of the waves, the soft pixelated movements, all contribute to a sense of tranquil observation. Even the most seemingly innocuous glitches, like a Pokemon being stuck in a certain animation loop, or a piece of music restarting unexpectedly, contribute to this rich tapestry of digital imperfections. These are not grand, game-altering phenomena, but rather subtle deviations that add character to the experience. The quiet persistence of a Pokemon's idle animation, playing over and over, can become a soothing mantra, a repetitive visual hum that helps quiet the mind. The gentle, looping melodies of the game world, occasionally interrupted by a brief, glitchy silence before resuming, are like a comforting lullaby, guiding one deeper into relaxation. The study of these glitches is not just about exploiting them for advantage. It's about understanding the underlying architecture of the game. It's about seeing the machine not as a flawless entity, but as a complex system with its own quirks and idiosyncrasies. This gentle awareness of the imperfect nature of even the most sophisticated systems can be incredibly calming, a reminder that perfection is not always the goal and that beauty can be found in the unforeseen. The quiet hum of the computer, the gentle glow of the screen all contribute to this atmosphere of relaxed intellectual curiosity. As the mind continues to wander through these digital landscapes, the concept of boundary breaks becomes particularly intriguing. These are glitches that allow players to literally go outside the intended playable area of the game. This might involve using a fly move at a specific pixel or exploiting a ladder's collision box. Once outside, the player often finds themselves in a vast empty void, sometimes with only a few floating textures or distant distorted graphical elements. This boundless emptiness, this digital abyss, can be surprisingly meditative. It's a quiet space for contemplation, a place where the rules of the game no longer fully apply. The gentle expanse of the digital void, the soft, monochromatic tones, are like an invitation to let the mind truly rest. The sounds in these glitched spaces are often sparse or entirely absent, leaving only the quiet drone of the console, the gentle whirring of its internal mechanisms. This absence of sensory input can be profoundly calming, allowing one to focus solely on the slow, steady rhythm of their own breath. The occasional, distorted sound effect that might intrude upon this silence only serves to highlight the quiet, peaceful atmosphere that predominates. The very act of seeking out and documenting these glitches is a form of quiet, meticulous exploration. It requires patience, observation, and a willingness to experiment. It's a testament to the human desire to understand, to uncover, and to make sense of the world, even if that world is purely digital. The gentle satisfaction of understanding how a particular glitch works, of tracing its origins back to a line of code or a memory address, is a quiet intellectual pleasure that deeply soothes the mind. And so, as the night deepens and the soft glow of the screen casts long, gentle shadows, the world of Pokémon glitches continues to unfold, not as a source of frustration or chaos, but as a fascinating testament to the intricate dance between human design and digital execution. Each unintended interaction, each pixelated anomaly, serves as the quiet reminder of the layers of complexity that lie beneath the surface of our digital experiences. The gentle understanding of these intricacies, the quiet acceptance of imperfections, allows the mind to truly unwind. The subtle shimmer of a glitched texture, the faint echo of a distorted cry, all blend into a symphony of digital serenity, guiding one deeper into the embrace of sleep, where dreams, like the most beautiful and unpredictable glitches, can weave their own unique and tranquil narratives. The soft, rhythmic breathing continues, deepening with each passing moment, as the arms of slumber gently pull one into a peaceful and restorative rest, perhaps to wander through digital realms where the boundaries between reality and code gently blur, and quiet wonders await discovery. The journey into these digital liminal spaces often begins subtly, with a minor visual artifact, a texture out of place, or a Pokémon appearing where it shouldn't. These small irregularities are like ripples on a calm pond, hinting at deeper currents beneath the surface. For instance, in the earliest Pokémon games, venturing too far beyond the intended map boundaries could lead to the infamous glitch cities. These phantom metropolises, born from memory overflow errors and tile-set misinterpretations, were never designed by the developers. They are emergent properties of the game's code, a kind of digital hallucination. Imagine a town with buildings that stretch endlessly into the sky, or a street that abruptly ends in a chasm of shifting colors, a quiet testament to the game's struggle to render the impossible. The gentle repeating patterns of these glitched tiles can be deeply hypnotic, a visual mantra for the weary mind. The music in these areas often continues as normal, creating a bizarre juxtaposition between the serene, familiar melodies and the unsettling, yet strangely beautiful, visual chaos. It's like listening to a lullaby while watching a dream unfold in abstract art. These glitch cities often lack non player characters or interactive elements, rendering them silent and desolate. This emptiness, this quiet solitude, can be profoundly soothing. There's no pressure to achieve, no quests to complete, just the quiet observation of a digital landscape that exists purely because of an unintended interaction. It's a space where the usual pressures of gameplay melt away, leaving only the gentle hum of the console and the soft glow of the screen. The feeling of being the sole observer in such an impossible place can be incredibly liberating, a quiet escape from the demands of the waking world. The faint flickering of the screen as these bizarre landscapes load and unload adds to the dreamlike quality, a gentle visual rhythm that encourages the mind to slow down and drift. Beyond the visuals, the Pokémon themselves can be subjects of fascinating glitches. Consider the Missingno, phenomenon from Pokémon Red and Blue. This creature, a testament to data corruption and memory management, appears as a blocky, pixelated mess, often with a unique cry that is a jumble of other Pokémon sounds. Its very existence is a byproduct of the game, attempting to display data that it doesn't quite understand. Yet for many, encountering Missingno was a rite of passage, a whispered secret shared among playgrounds. The gentle, almost comforting knowledge that something so fundamentally wrong could exist within the game and even be interacted with is a testament to the unexpected beauty of digital imperfections. The act of encountering Missingno often involved specific, seemingly innocuous actions, like talking to an old man and then flying to Cinnabar Island. This sequence of events, seemingly unrelated, triggered a complex chain reaction within the game's memory, leading to the manifestation of this iconic glitch. The quiet, almost ritualistic nature of performing these steps, the gentle anticipation of the unknown adds to the calming allure, and the effects Missingno could have, like duplicating items in the player's inventory, often felt like a gentle, unintended gift from the digital world, a quiet bonus for exploring its hidden depths. The sound of Missingno's a cry, a distorted, almost ethereal blend of other Pokémon cries, can be surprisingly peaceful in its strangeness. It's a sound that exists outside the conventional soundscape of the game, a whisper from the digital subconscious. It doesn't conform to the usual patterns or melodies, and this very unconventionality can be a source of calm, a gentle reminder that not everything needs to be perfectly structured to be beautiful. It's an auditory anomaly that invites quiet contemplation, a sound to simply be with, without judgment or expectation. The graphical representation of Missingno itself, a chaotic yet repeating pattern of pixels, can be mesmerizing. Its blocky form, sometimes resembling a sideways L or other abstract shapes, is a gentle visual puzzle, an invitation to observe without needing to fully understand. The soft, gentle glow of the screen as these pixelated forms flicker and shift creates a dreamlike ambiance, conducive to deep relaxation. Then there are the battle glitches, where the rules of combat begin to unravel. Imagine a Pokemon with an impossibly high level, or one that knows moves it shouldn't. These anomalies can manifest from various memory manipulation techniques. The quiet satisfaction of observing a Pokemon defy its coded limitations, to witness these digital creatures transcend their intended design, is a subtle and rewarding experience. The gentle repetition of battle animations, even when glitched, can be incredibly soothing. The familiar whoosh of a Pokemon appearing, the gentle glow of an attack, even if the numbers are wildly off or the effects are unintended, maintain a comforting rhythm. The game's internal logic, struggling to reconcile the impossible, often results in unique visual and auditory cues that are not only fascinating but also surprisingly tranquil. The quiet clicks of the buttons as one navigates these glitched battles, the gentle hum of the console, all contribute to a sense of calm engagement. Sometimes, a Pokemon might appear with an entirely incorrect palette, displaying colors that were never intended for its design. A Pikachu, for instance, might appear in shades of deep purple and emerald green. These visual distortions, though technically errors, can be incredibly beautiful, like a digital watercolor painting. The gentle surprise of seeing a familiar creature in an entirely new light, bathed in unexpected hues, can spark a quiet sense of wonder. It's a reminder that beauty can be found in the most unexpected places, even within the confines of a digital error. These palette glitches are often fleeting, appearing only for a moment before the game corrects itself or moves on. This ephemeral quality makes them all the more precious, like catching a glimpse of a rare digital butterfly. The soft, gentle luminescence of the screen, projecting these altered colors, can be a visual lullaby for the eyes. Even the text in Pokemon games is not immune to glitches. Garbled messages, fragmented sentences, or strings of seemingly random characters can appear in dialogue boxes. Thus, textual anomalies, sometimes called text overflow or memory corruption, can create moments of accidental poetry. A sentence that begins normally might abruptly end with a series of strange symbols, or an entire dialogue box might be filled with nonsensical but rhythmically appealing patterns of letters and numbers. Reading these glitched texts, trying to glean meaning from the digital static, is a quiet exercise in interpretation, a gentle puzzle for the mind. The soft, gentle scrolling of these corrupted messages across the screen, the rhythmic appearance and disappearance of characters, can be surprisingly soothing, like watching waves break on a distant shore. It's a reminder that even in chaos, there can be a certain kind of order, a gentle, repeating pattern that encourages relaxation. The very act of manipulating the game's memory to induce these glitches, often through precise button inputs or specific sequences of actions, requires a quiet, almost meditative focus. It's a dance between intention and accident, a delicate balance of pushing the boundaries without crashing the system entirely. The gentle click of the buttons, the soft sounds of the game responding or failing to respond as expected, creates a subtle auditory landscape that encourages deep concentration and ultimately deep relaxation. This methodical exploration, this gentle probing of the digital realm, is a quiet pursuit that can easily lull the mind into a state of peaceful contemplation. The gentle hum of the console, the soft glow of the screen, become companions in this quiet digital adventure. The Pokemon storage system, nicknamed the PC, has also been a source of fascinating glitches. Imagine depositing a Pokémon, only for it to reappear as a completely different species or with a corrupted name. These PC glitches are often linked to memory addresses being overwritten or misread. The gentle surprise of retrieving an unexpected Pokémon from the digital ether, a creature never intended to be there, can be a quiet delight. It's like finding a hidden treasure in a familiar place, a gentle reminder that even the most mundane systems can hold unexpected wonders. The soft, gentle whirring of the digital PC as it processes these unexpected transformations, the subtle visual flicker on the screen, contribute to a sense of tranquil mystery. The quiet anticipation of what might emerge from the digital void, the gentle thrill of the unexpected, can be a soothing balm for the restless mind. And then there are the walk through walls, glitches, often achieved by precise movement patterns or memory manipulation. The sensation of moving through solid objects, of defying the game's fundamental physical laws, can be incredibly liberating. It's a quiet rebellion against the programmed constraints, a gentle assertion of digital freedom. The soft, rhythmic sound of footsteps continuing unimpeded through what should be a barrier, the gentle shift of the camera as one glides through an unexpected space, creates a unique sense of calm exploration. It's like being a ghost in the machine, silently observing the world from an impossible vantage point. The quiet joy of discovering hidden areas, of seeing the underside of the game world, reveals a deeper understanding of its construction, and this gentle intellectual satisfaction aids in deeper relaxation. The soft, ambient sounds of the game world, muffled and distant as one moves through these unintended spaces, create a dreamlike atmosphere, ideal for drifting off. Even the game's music can be subject to glitches. Distorted melodies, looping snippets of tunes, or an entirely absent soundtrack can dramatically alter the atmosphere of a familiar area. Imagine the bustling Lavender Town theme, usually melancholic but present, suddenly cutting out entirely, replaced by a profound silence, broken only by ambient sound effects. This auditory shift, this unexpected absence or distortion, can be surprisingly impactful. The gentle, almost ethereal quality of a glitched soundtrack can be deeply calming, allowing the mind to focus on the subtle hum of the console or the quiet rhythm of one's own breathing. It's a reminder that silence itself can be a powerful form of sound, a peaceful backdrop for introspection. The soft, gentle ebb and flow of these altered soundscapes, the unexpected harmonies or dissonances, can be a soothing auditory massage for the tired mind. The exploration of Pokémon glitches is, at its heart, a quiet act of curiosity. It's about gently pushing the boundaries of a designed system, observing what happens when those boundaries are blurred or broken. It's a testament to the resilience of digital systems and to the human fascination with the unexpected. The gentle unfolding of these glitches, the slow revelation of their inner workings, is a process of discovery that can be profoundly calming. The quiet satisfaction of understanding a complex digital phenomenon, of witnessing the subtle interplay of code and consequence, is a gentle intellectual pleasure that prepares the mind for restful sleep. Each soft pixel, each gentle hum, becomes a part of a larger, tranquil narrative, a lullaby woven from the fabric of digital dreams. The gentle quietude that accompanies these digital explorations is a perfect companion for the journey into slumber, where the mind can wander freely, unburdened by the demands of the day, and find peace in the gentle, flowing currents of unconscious thought. The soft glow of memories, like the gentle light of the screen, guides one deeper into the quiet embrace of the night, where dreams, like the most intricate and surprising glitches, unfold in their own time with their own gentle logic. The quiet contemplation of these digital wonders, the gentle acceptance of their imperfections, creates a serene pathway to deep and restorative sleep, a journey where the boundaries of the digital and the dreamlike softly merge, offering a unique and peaceful sanctuary for the mind and spirit. The very act of observing these digital anomalies, these charming quirks of programming, can be a meditative experience. It's a slow, unhurried process, much like watching clouds drift across the sky or observing the gentle sway of leaves in a soft breeze. There's no rush, no urgency, only the quiet unfolding of information, the gentle revelation of how these virtual worlds are constructed and how, sometimes, they deviate from their intended paths. This gentle deviation, this unexpected turn, is where the beauty of glitches often lies. Think of the subtle visual glitches, for instance. A single pixel out of place, a color palette slightly skewed, a sprite flickering imperceptibly. These aren't jarring errors that pull you from your reverie. Instead, they're soft murmurs in the visual field, gentle suggestions that the world you're observing is more complex, more nuanced than it initially appears. They invite a closer, more contemplative gaze, a slow consideration of what might be happening beneath the surface, within the intricate tapestry of the game's code. Consider the gentle shimmer of a glitched texture, perhaps a patch of grass that subtly changes hue as you walk past, or a building that seems to breathe with a faint, almost imperceptible pulsation. These aren't errors that break immersion, rather, they subtly enhance it, adding a layer of dreamlike uncertainty to the familiar landscape. It's akin to finding a perfectly smooth, unusually colored stone on a well trodden path, a small, unexpected treasure that brings a quiet smile. These visual anomalies can be particularly soothing because they don't demand immediate action or problem solving. They simply exist, a quiet testament to the intricate dance between hardware and software, a gentle reminder that even in carefully crafted digital realms, there is room for organic, unforeseen variation. The soft glow of the screen, illuminating these subtle imperfections, can be a remarkably calming presence in a darkened room, a gentle beacon guiding the mind toward tranquility. The quiet pursuit of understanding these visual glitches, the gentle act of trying to discern their origin, can be a particularly calming intellectual exercise. It's not about finding a definitive answer, but rather about the process of gentle inquiry itself. Is it a memory error causing a misread color value? Is it a rendering bug that momentarily shifts a texture's position? The specifics are less important than the peaceful mental journey of contemplation. This gentle rumination, this soft engagement with the mechanics of the digital world, can be a wonderful way to quiet the busy chatter of the mind, replacing it with a gentle, focused curiosity. The soft, rhythmic hum of a console, accompanied by these subtle visual shifts, creates an environment conducive to deep relaxation, a space where the mind can unwind and prepare for the quiet embrace of sleep. And then there are the gentle, almost imperceptible gameplay glitches. Perhaps an item appears in your inventory unexpectedly, a ghost of a previous interaction, or a Pokemon's stats display a slightly off-kilter value, a numerical whisper of a hidden process. These aren't game-breaking events that demand a restart. Instead, they are fleeting moments, gentle suggestions that the underlying rules are more fluid than they seem. They often go unnoticed by casual players, but for the discerning observer, they offer a quiet glimpse into the game's internal workings, a gentle peek behind the digital curtain. These subtle discrepancies can be particularly soothing because they don't create pressure or anxiety. They simply exist, a soft reminder of the vast complexity hidden beneath the surface of even the simplest digital interaction. To notice such a glitch is to be granted a quiet, almost intimate understanding of the system, a gentle secret shared between the game and the player. Consider the soft, almost imperceptible way a Pokemon might clip slightly through a wall, a momentary digital ghost passing through solid matter. This isn't a problem to be solved, but rather a fleeting visual poem, a gentle bending of the rules that reminds us of the artificiality and yet the profound artistry of those virtual worlds. It's a quiet moment of wonder, a gentle nod to the intricate programming that usually prevents such occurrences. Such moments of gentle transgression, of soft digital disobedience, can be surprisingly comforting. They remind us that even in highly structured environments, there are always unexpected twists, small pockets of delightful chaos. This quiet acceptance of the unexpected, this gentle appreciation for the ephemeral, can be a deeply relaxing mental state, a perfect prelude to the gentle descent into sleep. The exploration of Pokemon glitches in this gentle, contemplative spirit is not about exploiting weaknesses or seeking an unfair advantage. It is, instead, a quiet act of digital archaeology, a gentle excavation of the hidden layers of a beloved game. It's about discovering the subtle nuances, the unexpected beauties, and the charming imperfections that make these digital worlds so endlessly fascinating. Each glitch, whether visual, auditory, or behavioral, tells a small story, a quiet tale of how a complex system can, in its own gentle way, deviate from its intended path. And in these deviations, in these soft departures from the norm, we find a unique kind of peace. The soft, rhythmic sound of the game, the gentle hum of the console, and the occasional, almost dreamlike appearance of a glitch, all combine to create a serene backdrop for the mind to unwind. The very concept of a glitch itself, when viewed through this gentle lens, transforms from a negative connotation into something quite beautiful. It becomes a testament to the organic nature of complex systems, a quiet acknowledgement that even in meticulously designed digital spaces, there's an inherent fluidity, a gentle adaptability that allows for unexpected blossoming. These digital blooms, these gentle aberrations, are not flaws to be corrected, but rather unique expressions of the system's underlying logic, a soft whisper of its inner workings. To appreciate a glitch is to appreciate the intricate dance of code and hardware, to understand that even the smallest misstep can lead to a fascinating, often beautiful, outcome. This gentle understanding, this quiet acceptance of imperfection, is a profound form of relaxation. Imagine the gentle discovery of a walking through walls glitch in an older Pokemon game. Instead of a frantic attempt to break the game, picture it as a quiet exploration of the unseen, the gentle, almost ethereal sensation of moving through solid objects, of seeing the world from a perspective never intended, can be incredibly calming. It's like a peaceful dream where the rules of physics are softly bent, allowing for a unique and unhurried journey through familiar landscapes. The quiet, almost reverent act of traversing these forbidden spaces, of observing the hidden layers of the map, can be a deeply meditative experience. There's no pressure, no objectives, only the gentle act of exploration, a quiet pilgrimage into the heart of the digital world. The soft glow of the screen, illuminating these unseen pathways, becomes a guiding light into a realm of pure, unadulterated curiosity, a gentle invitation to let the mind wander freely. The Missingno glitch, perhaps one of the most famous and iconic, also offers a fascinating angle for gentle contemplation. Its very existence is a quiet defiance of categorization, a gentle reminder that not everything fits neatly into predefined boxes. The pixelated, almost otherworldly appearance of missing nose, its strange cry, and its often beneficial, though unintended effects all contribute to its enigmatic charm. It's not a monstrous error, but rather a whimsical anomaly, a gentle whisper from the depths of the game's data. To encounter missing no is to touch upon the raw, unrefined essence of the game's code, to experience a moment of pure, unadulterated digital serendipity. The quiet wonder of encountering such a creature, of witnessing a statistical anomaly made manifest, can be deeply soothing. It's a reminder that even in the most structured of worlds, there are still pockets of delightful mystery, gentle invitations to explore beyond the known. The gentle, almost scholarly pursuit of understanding the mechanics behind missing no, of tracing its origins to unassigned data values or programming oversights, is a perfect exercise for a mind seeking tranquility. It involves a gentle unraveling of digital threads, a quiet piecing together of information, much like observing the intricate patterns of a spider's web. This slow, deliberate process of understanding, devoid of any rush or urgency, allows the mind to settle into a state of peaceful contemplation. The soft murmur of information, the quiet satisfaction of connecting disparate facts, creates a gentle rhythm that can lull the mind into a state of deep relaxation, preparing it for the tranquil embrace of sleep. Even the simplest of glitches, like a character briefly appearing in the wrong location during a cutscene, can contribute to this calming atmosphere. It's not a narrative disruption, but rather a fleeting, almost poetic moment of digital surrealism. The gentle incongruity, the soft bending of the expected, can be surprisingly delightful. It's like finding a small, unexpected splash of color in a monochromatic painting, a quiet moment of gentle surprise that adds depth and character to the overall experience. These gentle, fleeting moments of digital imperfection are a quiet testament to the human touch in programming, the subtle ways in which complex systems can reveal the traces of their creation. The gentle, consistent nature of many glitches, once understood, can also be a source of profound calm. Knowing that a certain sequence of actions will reliably produce a particular visual or auditory anomaly creates a sense of predictable wonder. It's like watching a repeating pattern in nature, the gentle ebb and flow of tides, or the consistent spiral of a seashell. This gentle predictability, even within the context of an anomaly, can be incredibly soothing. It removes the element of surprise that might otherwise be jarring and replaces it with a quiet anticipation, a gentle expectation of a familiar, albeit unusual, outcome. This quiet ritual of observing reproducible glitches This gentle dance between expectation and reality is a deeply comforting practice for the mind. The gentle glow of the screen, the quiet hum of the console, the soft sounds of the game all blend together to create an immersive yet profoundly relaxing environment. Within this digital sanctuary, the gentle unfolding of glitches, these quiet whispers of the code, become a unique form of lullaby. They invite the mind to wander, to explore, to contemplate, but always within a framework of safety and gentle curiosity. There's no fear, no anxiety, only the quiet wonder of discovery, the gentle satisfaction of understanding, and the peaceful embrace of the unexpected. This gentle journey through the glitches of Pokémon is a path to deep and restorative sleep, where the mind can find peace in the intricate beauty of an imperfect yet utterly captivating digital world. The soft, almost imperceptible shifts in texture, the gentle hum of distorted music, the quiet appearance of a numerical anomaly, each contributes to a tapestry of tranquility woven from the very fabric of digital dreams. This gentle unraveling of the game's inner workings, this quiet appreciation for its hidden depths, serves as a serene guide into the realm of sleep, where the mind, unburdened and at peace, can truly rest. The gentle echoes of Missingno's cry, a sound both alien and familiar, can be interpreted not as a jarring error, but as a deep, resonant hum, a kind of digital mantra that soothes the mind into a state of meditative calm. Its blocky, pixelated form, often misinterpreted as a harsh visual, can be seen as a mosaic, each individual block a tiny piece of an abstract masterpiece, a testament to the underlying structure of the game itself. The gentle shimmering of its sprite, sometimes flickering in and out of existence, is like the gentle dance of fireflies in a summer evening, a fleeting ethereal beauty that whispers of impermanence and the quiet rhythm of existence. This gentle flickering, this soft evanescence, encourages a similar letting go within the mind, a release of tension and a surrender to the present moment. Consider the gentle phenomenon of walking through walls in early Pokémon games. This wasn't merely a bug, it was a subtle invitation to explore beyond the intended boundaries, a quiet nudge from the digital world to venture into uncharted territories. The gentle resistance of the invisible barrier, the soft slide of the character sprite as it transcends the solid geometry of the game world, creates a unique tactile sensation, even when experienced only through the eyes and imagination. It's like a gentle whisper, suggesting that reality itself is more permeable than we often perceive. The quiet thrill of stepping into the void beyond the map, the gentle discovery of unseen areas, the soft understanding that there's more to the world than meets the immediate eye, these are all deeply calming experiences. This gentle liberation from the constraints of the game's design can be a metaphor for the mind's own ability to transcend its self-imposed limitations, to gently drift beyond the everyday and into the tranquil expanse of dreams. Then there are the gentle visual distortions, the subtle palette shifts that occasionally occur. A familiar Pokémon might suddenly appear in a slightly different hue, its colors subtly altered, like a gentle dream where the familiar is just a little bit off, but in a comforting, almost artistic way. This soft transformation, this gentle reinterpretation of the visual, encourages a more nuanced perception, a quiet appreciation for the subtle variations that exist within the seemingly static, It's like watching a gentle watercolor painting where the colors bleed and blend in unexpected yet harmonious ways. This gentle visual anomaly teaches the mind to embrace fluidity, to find beauty in the unconventional, and to let go of rigid expectations. The quiet understanding that even the most iconic figures can be subtly reimagined fosters a sense of wonder and openness, gently preparing the mind for the fluid, ever changing landscapes of sleep. The gentle appearance of bad eggs in the Pokémon storage system, while initially perplexing, quickly becomes a curious, almost endearing presence. These unhatchable, often visually corrupted eggs exist in a state of suspended animation, a quiet testament to the game's internal processes. They are like gentle, digital placeholders, reminders of the unseen workings beneath the surface. Their static, unchanging nature, their gentle refusal to conform to the usual cycle of hatching and growing, offers a quiet stability. There is no urgency with a bad egg, no expectation of development, just a gentle, consistent presence. This gentle immutability can be deeply comforting, a quiet anchor in the ever shifting sea of gameplay. It's a gentle reminder that not everything needs to be active or productive. Sometimes simply existing in all its gentle imperfection is enough. This gentle acceptance of the unchangeable, the soft embrace of the static, is a valuable lesson for a mind seeking, restful sleep. Consider the gentle phenomenon of the trainer fly glitch, a delicate dance between precise timing and spatial manipulation that allows the player character to ascend to unexpected heights. The gentle liftoff, the soft, almost imperceptible upward motion, offers a feeling of weightlessness, a quiet release from the pull of gravity. As the world shrinks below, and the familiar landscape becomes a gentle tapestry of colors and shapes, a profound sense of peace can settle over the observer. This gentle ascent, this quiet detachment from the ground, mirrors the mind's journey into sleep, a gradual letting go of the earthly concerns, and a gentle rise into the ethereal. The quiet hum of the game's music, often continuing uninterrupted during this aerial ballet, provides a gentle sonic backdrop, a comforting continuity in an otherwise topsy-turvy experience. This gentle defiance of physical limitations, this soft soaring above the ordinary, is a deeply liberating experience for the subconscious, preparing it for the boundless expanse of dreams. The gentle, almost imperceptible slowing of the game's clock, a subtle distortion of time itself, can be a particularly calming effect. When the internal rhythm of the game shifts ever so slightly, the world seems to stretch and expand, creating more space for thought and reflection. This gentle elongation of moments, this quiet distortion of tempo, can be profoundly meditative. It's like watching a slow motion video where every detail becomes more pronounced, every movement more deliberate. This gentle manipulation of time allows the mind to truly dwell in the present, to appreciate the quiet unfolding of each pixel, each sound, each subtle interaction. There's no rush, no pressure, only the gentle, unhurried progression of the digital world. This quiet embrace of altered temporal perception encourages the mind to slow its own internal clock, to release the anxieties of deadlines and schedules, and to gently surrender to the timelessness of sleep. The soft, almost melodic repetition of certain sound effects, when triggered by a glitch, can evolve into a soothing, rhythmic pattern. A gentle thump or a soft click, endlessly repeating, can become a kind of digital white noise, a consistent, unobtrusive backdrop that helps to quiet the internal chatter of the mind. This gentle sonic loop, devoid of harshness or sudden changes, acts as an auditory anchor, keeping the mind gently tethered to a state of calm. It's like the gentle patter of rain on a window pane or the steady ticking of a grandfather clock, sounds that, through their very consistency, invite relaxation. The quiet predictability of these repeating sounds creates a sense of safety and order, gently reassuring the mind that all is well and that it can safely drift into the peaceful embrace of sleep. Even the occasional complete freeze of the game, while seemingly disruptive, can be viewed through a lens of gentle contemplation. In that moment of digital stasis, everything becomes perfectly still, a frozen tableau. The gentle hum of the console might be the only sound, a quiet reminder of the hardware's continued operation. This gentle pause, this unexpected cessation of movement, offers a moment of pure, unadulterated silence within the digital world. It's like finding a quiet clearing in a bustling forest, a momentary reprieve where the mind can simply be without input or demand. This gentle stillness, this quiet suspension of action, can be profoundly restful, allowing the mind to gently reset and prepare for the deeper stillness of sleep. The soft, unmoving image on the screen becomes a kind of visual meditation, an anchor for the eyes as the mind begins its gentle descent into slumber. The gentle, almost imperceptible data corruption that sometimes manifests as visual garbage on the screen, a scattering of seemingly random pixels, can be a source of quiet fascination. Instead of seeing it as an error, one can view it as abstract art, a gentle, spontaneous creation of the digital realm. These fleeting patterns, these soft bursts of color and shape, hold no inherent meaning, and it is precisely this lack of prescribed interpretation that makes them so calming. There's no need to understand, only to observe and appreciate the gentle, chaotic beauty of the moment. It's like gazing at clouds, finding shapes and forms without needing to categorize or define them. This gentle acceptance of the uninterpretable, this quiet appreciation for the purely aesthetic, liberates the mind from the need to constantly process and analyze, allowing it to gently unwind and prepare for the quiet abstraction of dreams. The elusive ghost Pokémon, particularly in its glitched forms, presents a unique kind of gentle mystery. Its ethereal presence, its soft, flickering sprite, and its often unresponsive nature create an aura of quiet wonder. It exists in a liminal space between the defined and the undefined, a gentle reminder that not everything is perfectly categorized or understood. This gentle ambiguity, this soft hint of the unknown, can be surprisingly comforting. It's like a soft fog rolling in, obscuring harsh edges and softening the landscape, creating a more dreamlike atmosphere. The quiet contemplation of these gentle spectral entities encourages a release from the need for concrete answers, fostering a gentle acceptance of the subtle, the unseen, and the quietly mysterious. This gentle embrace of the unknown is a fundamental step towards surrendering to the transformative power of sleep, where the conscious mind gently recedes and the subconscious takes its quiet, gentle journey. The gentle, almost melodic beeping sound that sometimes accompanies low health in Pokémon games, when prolonged or glitched into a constant state, can transition from an alert to a soft, rhythmic pulse. This gentle, consistent sound, if allowed to resonate, can mimic the steady beat of a heart, a primal rhythm that inherently soothes and grounds. It's a quiet, persistent reminder of life itself, a gentle thrumming that accompanies the slow drift into unconsciousness. The subtle variations in its tone, the gentle ebb and flow of its intensity, can become a kind of auditory breath, guiding the listener into a deeper, more relaxed state. This gentle rhythmic sound, once stripped of its alarmist context, becomes a profound lullaby, a quiet, consistent presence that gently ushers the mind into the peaceful depths of sleep. The soft, unwavering beat becomes a gentle companion, a quiet assurance in the stillness of the night. The occasional gentle flickering of a Pokemon's sprite on the screen, perhaps a slight shimmer or an unexpected color shift, can be a particularly calming visual phenomenon. These subtle deviations from the norm, these fleeting moments of visual anomaly, are like the gentle flutter of a butterfly's wings, or the delicate dance of dust motes in a sunbeam. They are not jarring or disruptive, but rather they offer a quiet visual texture, a soft, undulating pattern that is easy on the eyes. The mind doesn't need to actively process or interpret these gentle flickers. It can simply observe them, allowing them to drift across the periphery of awareness. This passive observation, this gentle engagement with a soft, shifting visual, encourages the eyes to relax, to soften their focus, and to gradually close as the body prepares for rest. It's like watching the soft glow of embers in a dying fire, or the gentle undulations of water in a quiet pond, a subtle, ever changing tableau that lulls the senses into a state of placid contemplation. The concept of a Missingno, a creature that exists beyond the established parameters of the game's code, is another profoundly calming idea when viewed through this lens. It embodies the gentle embrace of the undefined, the quiet acceptance of that which doesn't fit neatly into categories. Missingno, with its often fragmented and abstract appearance, is not meant to be understood in the conventional sense. It is a digital anomaly, a beautiful accident of programming, and its very existence challenges the need for rigid structure and perfect order. This gentle subversion of expectation, this quiet rebellion against the perfectly polished, allows the mind to release its need for control and predictability. There is a quiet liberation in observing something that simply is, without demanding an explanation or a purpose. It's like gazing at a cloud formation that resembles nothing in particular, yet is beautiful in its amorphous form. The soft, pixelated edges of a Missingno, its gentle, almost shimmering presence, invite a state of quiet wonder, a gentle surrender to the mysterious and the unquantifiable. This gentle yielding to the unknown, this quiet acceptance of the beautifully chaotic, is a profound pathway to a tranquil mind, easing the transition into the soft, boundless landscapes of dreams. Even the gentle, almost imperceptible lag that can sometimes occur in older Pokémon games, a subtle hesitations in movement or a fractional delay in sound, contributes to this calming atmosphere. This gentle slowing down of the digital world mirrors the body's own descent into sleep. It's a quiet deceleration, a soft drift into a more languid pace. The frantic energy of the day begins to dissipate, replaced by a gentle, almost dreamlike rhythm. The world on the screen, just like the world outside, seems to softly breathe, each gentle pause and subtle delay inviting the mind to follow suit, to slow its own internal processes. This gentle, almost imperceptible drag on the digital flow is not frustrating, but rather a quiet invitation to stillness. It's like the gentle rocking of a boat on calm water, or the slow, deliberate unfolding of a flower petal, a quiet, unhurried progression that encourages deep relaxation. This subtle desynchronization, this gentle wavering from perfect control, helps to release the tension of constant alertness, allowing the senses to soften and the mind to gently unwind. Consider the gentle, persistent effect of being stuck within a glitched wall or an unintended map boundary. Instead of frustration, imagine the quiet contemplation of this spatial anomaly. The character, unable to move forward, is held in a gentle stasis. There's no urgency, no need to progress, only the quiet presence within a confined, yet not oppressive digital space. This gentle imprisonment, this quiet suspension of forward momentum can be profoundly meditative. It forces a cessation of purposeful action, encouraging a gentle surrender to the present moment. The mind is freed from planning future moves or strategizing for battles, and instead can simply be within this quiet, unchanging digital tableau. It's like being gently held in a soft, quiet embrace where the demands of the outside world gently recede. The unchanging backdrop, the gentle pixelated textures of the glitched environment, become a quiet canvas for the mind to gently observe, allowing thoughts to drift and dissipate like wisps of smoke in a still air. This gentle cessation of agency, this quiet acceptance of being temporarily halted, fosters a deep sense of stillness, a perfect prelude to the deep, restorative quiet of sleep. The soft, repetitive patterns of certain glitched music or sound effects, when stripped of any narrative context, can become a kind of auditory mantra. Imagine a gentle loop of a distorted chime or a soft, warbling tone that repeats endlessly but subtly modulates. This gentle, cyclical sound, devoid of a beginning or an end, allows the mind to disengage from linear thought. It's not a melody to follow, but a texture to immerse oneself in. The soft, rhythmic recurrence of these sounds can mimic the gentle lapping of waves against a shore, or the quiet hum of a distant electrical current, a consistent, yet subtly shifting auditory presence that calms the nervous system. The brain, no longer needing to anticipate or interpret, can simply allow the sounds to wash over it, like a gentle current carrying it further into a state of deep relaxation. This gentle, hypnotic repetition, this soft, undulating soundscape, is a powerful tool for quieting the internal dialogue and gently guiding the mind towards the quiet abstraction of dreams. It's like a gentle, auditory blanket, wrapping the listener in a soft, unbroken wave of sound. Even the gentle, almost imperceptible corruption of a Pokemon's name or statistics, where letters might shift or numbers might subtly change, can be observed with a sense of quiet wonder. These gentle, almost poetic transformations are like the quiet erosion of a soft stone or the gentle shifting of sand dunes under a soft breeze. They are not errors to be corrected, but rather ephemeral artistic expressions of the digital realm. The mind doesn't need to decipher a new meaning or correct a perceived mistake. It can simply witness the gentle fluidity of information, the quiet malleability of digital data. This gentle blurring of definition, this soft hint of impermanence, encourages a release from the need for rigid categorization and absolute certainty. It's like looking at an ancient, faded manuscript where some words are no longer perfectly legible, but the overall impression is one of gentle beauty and quiet history. This soft, almost poetic reinterpretation of data fosters a sense of gentle acceptance, a quiet surrender to the idea that not everything needs to be perfectly precise or perfectly understood. This gentle loosening of cognitive control is a crucial step in preparing the mind for the unstructured landscapes of sleep, where boundaries are soft and definitions gently dissolve. The quiet unpredictability of certain glitched encounters, where a Pokémon might appear unexpectedly or behave in an unprogrammed manner, can also be deeply soothing. There's no pressure to react quickly, no need to strategize for a battle. Instead, it's a gentle, almost dreamlike unfolding of events. The mind can simply observe these soft, unexpected occurrences, like watching a strange, beautiful bird alight on a branch, or a gentle ripple spreading across a still pond. The lack of expectation, the quiet surprise, creates a space for gentle wonder and passive observation. This gentle drift into the unexpected, this soft departure from the predictable script, encourages the mind to release its grip on control and anticipation. It's like a gentle daydream where events unfold without needing a logical progression or a discernible purpose. This quiet surrender to the serendipitous, this gentle acceptance of the unscripted, allows the conscious mind to gently recede, making way for the subconscious to begin its quiet, gentle preparations for the transformative journey of sleep. The gentle, unhurried pace of these glitched encounters, devoid of the usual urgency, mirrors the slow, deliberate descent into the tranquil depths of slumber. The gentle, almost imperceptible texture of the pixelated environments themselves, when viewed without the intention of navigation or interaction, can become a source of profound calm. Imagine the soft, granular quality of a patch of digital grass, or the gentle, blocky contours of a pixelated mountain. These gentle, repeating patterns, these subtle variations in color and shade, are like a quiet tapestry woven from light and code. There's no need to analyze their function or their purpose. One can simply observe their quiet beauty. This gentle appreciation of the purely aesthetic, this soft immersion in the visual details of the digital world, encourages a release from analytical thought. It's like tracing the gentle lines in a piece of unpolished wood, or observing the subtle variations in the weave of a soft fabric. The mind can simply rest its gaze on these gentle textures, allowing the eyes to relax and the focus to soften. This quiet engagement with the visual, this gentle absorption in the subtle details of the digital landscape, creates a sense of tranquil presence, a gentle grounding in the moment that gently ushers the mind into a state of deep relaxation. The soft, pixelated edges, the gentle geometric repetitions, become a quiet visual lullaby, calming the senses and preparing the body for the quiet abstraction of dreams. The subtle, almost imperceptible drift of the game camera in certain glitched situations, where it might slowly pan across an unexpected area or gently zoom in on a seemingly insignificant detail, can be a profoundly relaxing experience. This gentle, unguided movement, devoid of player input, is like watching a slow, deliberate cloud formation drift across the sky, or observing the gentle, unhurried flow of a quiet river. There's no need to control the perspective, no need to actively guide the gaze. Instead, one can simply allow the gentle, autonomous movement of the camera to lead the eye, offering a passive and effortless visual journey. This gentle relinquishing of control, this quiet surrender to the game's own internal rhythm, encourages a release from the need to actively direct or influence. It's like being gently carried along by a soft current, allowing the world to unfold around you without effort or intention. This quiet, almost meditative observation of the camera's gentle trajectory fosters a deep sense of stillness, a gentle detachment from the demands of active engagement. This gentle, unhurried visual progression, this soft, almost hypnotic motion, acts as a gentle guide, leading the mind away from the day's anxieties and into the quiet, boundless expanse of pre sleep consciousness. Even the gentle, almost imperceptible color shifts or palette cycling that can occur as a result of certain glitches, where the hues on the screen subtly change and flow over time, can be incredibly soothing. Imagine the gentle, slow metamorphosis of a digital landscape as greens softly transition to blues and yellows gently fade to oranges. These gentle, continuous transformations, devoid of harsh breaks or sudden changes, are like watching the subtle shifts of light at dawn or dusk, or the slow, deliberate bloom of a time lapse flower. There's no fixed point to focus on, no static image to analyze. Instead, the eyes can simply follow the gentle, fluid progression of colors, allowing them to wash over the senses in a soft, undulating wave. This gentle embrace of visual fluidity, this quiet acceptance of constant, subtle change, encourages a release from the need for visual stability and fixed points of reference. It's like being immersed in a soft, ever-changing aurora borealis, where the colors dance and intermingle without a discernible pattern, yet with profound beauty. This gentle, hypnotic play of colors, this soft, almost dreamlike visual symphony, is a powerful tool for calming the visual cortex and preparing the eyes for the quiet darkness of sleep. The gentle, unhurried flow of these hues becomes a quiet visual lullaby, softly dissolving the sharp edges of wakefulness and inviting the gentle embrace of unconsciousness. The quiet, persistent presence of a ghost sprite, particularly those that appear in glitched forms, with their shimmering outlines and often lack of distinct features, evokes a deep sense of gentle mystery and ethereal beauty. These gentle apparitions are not threatening, but rather they exist as soft whispers from the game's internal mechanisms, fleeting images that dance on the periphery of perception. Their indistinct forms, their gentle, almost transparent quality, encourage a soft focus, a passive observation, rather than an active interpretation. It's like observing the gentle mist rising from a quiet lake, or the soft, hazy outlines of distant mountains at sunset. The mind isn't compelled to define or categorize, but rather to simply witness the gentle, ephemeral presence. This quiet acceptance of the indistinct, this gentle appreciation for the unseen and the half glimpsed, allows the mind to release its need for concrete answers and embrace a more dreamlike state of awareness. The gentle, almost melodic swaying of some of the glitched ghost sprites, their quiet, rhythmic movements, can be deeply hypnotic, mirroring the gentle sway of the body as it prepares for sleep. This soft, undulating visual, combined with the lack of any discernible threat, creates a profound sense of quiet wonder and gentle surrender, guiding the conscious mind further into the tranquil embrace of dreams. The gentle hum of the game's internal processes, the quiet, almost imperceptible whirring of the digital gears, can also contribute to this atmosphere of calm. When a glitch occurs, it's often a subtle disruption of this underlying order, a momentary ripple in the otherwise smooth fabric of the game world. These ripples, these gentle deviations from the expected, are not jarring or alarming. Instead, they manifest as soft visual distortions, a pixel slightly out of place, a color subtly shifted, a texture gently blurred. These are not aggressive breaks, but rather soft suggestions of an underlying complexity, a gentle reminder that even in a structured digital environment, there's a delicate interplay of elements that can sometimes produce these unexpected, yet often beautiful, anomalies. Consider the gentle phenomenon of Missingno itself, not just as a creature, but as a conceptual entity. It's a placeholder, a gentle acknowledgement of something that exists beyond the defined parameters, a quiet echo of the game's own architecture. Its very name, a portmanteau of missing number, suggests an absence, a void, but a void that is paradoxically present. This gentle paradox can be profoundly soothing, as it allows the mind to contemplate concepts that defy strict logical definition. There's no need to force a meaning or an explanation. One can simply allow the idea of a missing number to gently drift through the mind, a soft, ungraspable thought. Its varied forms, from the blocky, almost abstract shapes to the fossilized sprites that resemble ancient, gentle creatures, add to the sense of quiet wonder. These are not fixed forms, but rather fluid, ever changing manifestations of a single underlying concept. It's like watching clouds drift across the sky, each one unique in its shape, yet all of them composed of the same soft, ephemeral vapor. The gentle fluidity of Missingno's appearance encourages a release from the need for rigid categorization, allowing the mind to simply observe and appreciate the gentle, almost artistic variations. The gentle, often subtle, auditory glitches that sometimes accompany these visual phenomena also play a role in this calming experience. A slight distortion in a familiar sound, a gentle echo where none should be, a quiet, almost subliminal crackle. These are not harsh noises that jolt the senses. Instead, they are soft, almost ethereal anomalies that blend seamlessly with the ambient soundscapes of the game. They might be a gentle, almost musical stretching of a note, or a quiet, rhythmic clicking that seems to emanate from the very core of the digital world. These gentle auditory shifts are like the soft rustling of leaves in a quiet breeze, or the distant, almost imperceptible murmur of a sleepy stream. They don't demand attention, but rather they invite a soft, passive listening, an acceptance of sounds that exist just beyond the edge of conscious perception. This gentle auditory tapestry, woven with threads of the familiar and the subtly anomalous, can further lull the mind into a state of quiet relaxation, allowing the ears to gently drift away from the harsh, insistent sounds of the waking world. The gentle act of encountering a glitched Pokémon, particularly in the older generations, often involves a deliberate, unhurried sequence of actions. It's not about quick reflexes or aggressive combat. Instead, it's about gentle exploration, a quiet curiosity that leads one to specific locations, to perform specific, often repetitive actions. This slow, methodical approach to triggering a glitch can be deeply meditative. The gentle repetition of steps, the quiet patience required to sometimes manipulate the game's internal clock or move between specific areas, mirrors the gentle rhythmic breathing that accompanies deep relaxation. It's a quiet dance with the digital world, a gentle exploration of its hidden corners. There's no pressure, no urgency, only the quiet pursuit of a gentle mystery. This unhurried engagement with the game, this gentle, almost ritualistic interaction, prepares the mind for a state of quiet contemplation, a gentle letting go of external pressures. Consider the gentle, almost poetic nature of walking through walls, glitches. This isn't a violent breaking of boundaries, but rather a soft, ethereal passage through what would normally be an impenetrable barrier. It's a gentle defiance of the game's physical laws, a quiet demonstration of its underlying malleability. The sensation of gently gliding through solid objects, of moving beyond the defined pathways, can be profoundly freeing. It's like a gentle dream where the constraints of reality softly dissolve, allowing for effortless movement and exploration. There's no jarring collision, no sudden jolt, only a smooth, almost frictionless transition. This gentle transcendence of physical limitations encourages the mind to release its own rigid boundaries, to soften its perception of what is possible and what is not. It's a quiet invitation to imagine a world where obstacles gently melt away, leaving only open paths and endless possibilities. This gentle visual metaphor for liberation can be incredibly soothing, as it allows the mind to gently release the burdens of constraint and embrace a sense of quiet, expansive freedom. The gentle, unobtrusive way in which some glitches manifest, appearing as a slight discoloration on the map, a barely perceptible shimmer in the grass, or a subtle change in the background music, further contributes to their calming effect. These are not loud, attention grabbing events, but rather quiet whispers in the digital landscape. They don't demand immediate action or a frantic response. Instead, they invite a gentle, almost meditative observation. One might notice a gentle flicker of pixels in the distance, a quiet anomaly that subtly alters the visual texture of the game world. This soft, almost subliminal presence allows the mind to remain in a state of quiet receptivity, a gentle awareness that doesn't feel the need to actively process or analyze every detail. It's like observing the gentle undulations of a distant heat haze, or the subtle shifting of shadows as the sun sets. The focus is not on pinpointing a specific detail, but rather on appreciating the gentle, ambient changes in the overall environment. This gentle peripheral awareness is a key component of entering a state of deep relaxation, as it allows the conscious mind to gently recede, making way for the soft embrace of unconscious thought. The gentle, almost archaic charm of the early Pokémon games, with their pixelated graphics and simpler soundscapes, enhances the calming effect of these glitches. There's a comforting familiarity in these older digital worlds, a gentle nostalgia that wraps around the senses. The glitches, when they appear within this gentle retro context, feel less like errors and more like natural occurrences within a charming and slightly imperfect digital ecosystem. They are not disruptions to a hyper-realistic world, but rather soft variations within a stylized, almost dreamlike reality. The gentle, blocky forms of the Pokémon, the simple, looping melodies, and the vibrant yet understated color palettes all contribute to this sense of quiet comfort. When a glitch introduces a new color, a distorted sprite, or a subtle sound alteration, it doesn't break this gentle illusion. Instead, it subtly enriches it, adding another layer of gentle wonder to an already comforting experience. This gentle harmony between the game's original design and its occasional soft deviations creates an atmosphere of quiet acceptance and gentle appreciation. Even the gentle act of corrupting a save file, when viewed through a calming lens, can be seen as a soft, almost poetic act of digital entropy. It's not a destructive force, but rather a gentle dissolution of order, a quiet return to a more chaotic, yet in its own way, beautiful state. The gentle cascade of scrambled data, the soft, almost abstract patterns that emerge from a corrupted file, can be mesmerizing to observe. It's like watching a gentle kaleidoscope of digital information where familiar shapes and colors are softly reconfigured into new, unexpected arrangements. There's a quiet beauty in this digital breakdown, a gentle reminder of the ephemeral nature of all structured systems. The gentle acceptance of this digital impermanence can be deeply liberating, allowing the mind to release its attachment to fixed outcomes and embrace the gentle flow of change. This gentle encounter with digital chaos, observed from a safe and detached perspective, can be surprisingly calming, as it offers a quiet reflection on the impermanence of all things, even within the seemingly stable world of digital data. The gentle, unhurried pace of old school Pokémon games, where battles are turn based and exploration is encouraged at one's own speed, naturally lends itself to this peaceful contemplation of glitches. There's no pressure to rush, no timer ticking down, only the gentle progression of the game world. When a glitch is encountered, there's ample time to gently observe it, to let its subtle features sink in without feeling rushed or overwhelmed. This gentle, self-directed pace allows for a deeper, more immersive engagement with the digital anomalies. One can gently pivot the camera, slowly move the character, or simply pause and observe the glitch in its quiet, unassuming state. This gentle freedom of observation, this unhurried interaction with the glitched elements, encourages a state of mindful awareness, a quiet presence in the digital moment. It's like gently observing a rare bird in its natural habitat without disturbing its peace or rushing its movements. This gentle, unhurried engagement allows the mind to truly absorb the subtle beauty of these digital imperfections, deepening the sense of calm and wonder. The gentle, almost whimsical nature of some glitched Pokémon, with their impossible types or their unusual ability combinations, can be quite endearing. They are gentle anomalies, quiet departures from the established rules that nonetheless possess a certain charm. Imagine a gentle fire-type Pokémon that can also learn water moves, or a quiet flying type that is immune to ground attacks. These gentle contradictions, these subtle twists on familiar concepts, can spark a sense of quiet delight and gentle curiosity. They are not threatening or disruptive to the game's balance in a personal, player-focused way, but rather, they offer a glimpse into the playful possibilities of a digital world where the rules can sometimes be softly bent. This gentle subversion of expectations, this quiet reimagining of what is possible, can be deeply comforting, as it reminds us that even within structured systems, there's always room for gentle, unexpected variations. This gentle embrace of the unusual, this quiet appreciation for the quirky and the unexpected, can help to quiet the analytical mind and invite a more imaginative, dreamlike state of consciousness. The gentle, almost ethereal glow that sometimes emanates from glitched objects or characters in older games. A soft, subtle luminescence that seems to come from within the digital code itself can be profoundly mesmerizing. It's not a harsh, blinding light, but rather a gentle, pulsating shimmer that suggests a hidden energy, a quiet vibrancy beneath the surface. This gentle light might subtly shift in color or gently hum with a barely perceptible intensity, creating an almost otherworldly atmosphere. It's like observing the gentle glow of bioluminescent creatures in the quiet depths of the ocean, or the soft, internal light of a firefly dancing in the twilight. This gentle, internal illumination adds a layer of quiet magic to the glitched phenomena, transforming them from mere errors into gentle, luminous secrets. This soft, visual allure encourages the eyes to gently unfocus, to soften their gaze and simply absorb the gentle, ambient light. This quiet absorption of soft light can be incredibly relaxing, guiding the visual system towards a state of gentle rest and preparing the eyes for the quiet darkness of sleep. Finally, the gentle, almost timeless quality of these glitches themselves contributes to their calming effect. They exist in a sort of suspended animation, frozen moments in the digital history of a game. They are not fleeting events that must be quickly processed, but rather enduring phenomena that can be revisited and gently observed time and time again. This gentle persistence, this quiet presence across the years, gives them a certain gravitas, a soft, almost archaeological significance. They are gentle relics of a bygone digital era, quiet reminders of the early days of game development and the subtle imperfections that made those worlds so charming. There's a gentle comfort in this sense of continuity, this quiet connection to the past. This gentle historical resonance, combined with all the other subtle visual and auditory cues, creates a profoundly calming experience, allowing the mind to gently drift into a state of quiet contemplation, preparing it for the gentle embrace of unconsciousness and the soft, boundless landscapes of dreams.